Haha! I timed it! Hello, hello! How are you? On this fine... Wait, what day is it today? Sunday. On this fine Sunday evening. I hope you're good. We are back. We're actually a minute too early, apparently. Oh no, it's not exactly 8 p.m. Dun 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 dun. We are back at Heaven Will Be Mine. And I assume we're going to need the exact same amount of time as we did last time, because this game does have way more than I thought it would have. You survived job orientation. That's good. I hope you're good. I'm also good. I just had minion fries for dinner. Because my mom thought they were cute and then went, yeah. Hell fucking yeah. Let's get fries that look like minions. Wow! Okay. Is not the unknown, the perception of impossible things and every distance in between, with perfect communication breath to breath, with perfect communication skin to skin, with perfect communication mouth to mouth, inside to inside, blood to blood, with perfect understanding across the bonds of culture, with perfect understanding across the boundaries of culture, with perfect access to the realization of the highest ideals, with perfect access to the acceptance of the deepest depths. The solar system maps the human body, the solar system maps culture. In the center is the sun, which is synthesis. When the physical bodies of the solar system become our home, our ship through the universe, our body, their names will be given again, from the name of a rock, such as Hades, to the name of a part of us and ourselves, such as Pluto. You are the sun. Through you, humans will possess their true body as you were once born. Through us, we too wish. Base override system interrupt. Okay. You already tried just looking at fries, but in the shape of the little minions. You know, the yellow weirdo thingies from Despicable Me, who later on, for some reason, got this really big boom and their own movie. Multiple movies. Hello! Good evening! So just fries in the shape of minions. They tasted like any other fries. Sadly. Pluto. Hi, Doctor. I lost you for a moment there. Are you okay? I'm fine, Doctor. We need so much fries. I know what the combination is supposed to be. It's just... You know how people make fries in specific shapes. They're just the shape of a minion. That's all they are. This is the first interface of its kind. If there's anything unusual about it, that will be hard to tell. Do you like cursed minion memes? Depends. I'm not a big minion fan. Because by definition it is very unusual. I'll let you know if it feels especially unusual next. Good. Let me know if something categorically impossible happens. Like what? If your sink got so deep that your thoughts were being dumped into the US code directly, for example. Hey, so make sure to send a ton. Nice! That's exactly how you should do that. If that happens, I'll let you know. Are you ready to begin? Honestly, I kind of remember what voices I did for these characters last time, but I'm just gonna read. I've been ready for a long time. Begin activation test. Macular firmware loading. Dual tile reactor syncing. Welcome to Krell's Grace's bootloader. Blah, 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 blah. Oh why can't I? Bootlegging gravitational reactor done. Hyperdensity established done. Beginning resonance test. You should feel lightheadedness and wait. Wait until you're comfortable before diving in. Correct action, correct thought, correct belief, existing without fault, existing without ever harming the universe, to be the execution of what is right and good. The power of a distance is also the power to harm. Harm by thinking, harm by breathing, harm by loving, harm by touching, harm by culture, harm by boundaries, harm by idealism, harm by depression, harm by affinity. Let us talk of harm by infinity. If the ninth planet in the solar system is not a planet, it is because it represents the point at which humans cross over into that which they are not. A phenomenon that is itself Existentially threatening regardless of how or if that phenomenon manifests. That is the sea of possibility itself. All hopes and fears will. How's the response? I'm doing great, nothing weird. Like a computer, I accept it. All data, I accept it. All wishes, I accept them. I'm an infinite engine. I'm a star. I know exactly how. Execute and accept. System accepting, executing. Reactor cores, perfect resonance. No margin of error. Nix, you can hear me, right? Loud and clear, Pluto. Is it working? You're not saying anything. It's working perfectly. Flawless. On the first try. You really are the one who brings impossible things. You're thinking too hard about it, Doctor. I can't do things like that. Be a little more generous to yourself. But it's also your right not to be. Pilot core link done. Do you feel centered? Yes. Do you feel the phantom presence of the ship's limbs? This is normal. Yes. Do you feel the presence of other bodies or other people nearby? This is normal. Yes. Do you feel as if other nearby people or bodies may also be your own body? This is not normal. How would I know the difference? Fair. Do you feel like a god yet? Not really. Do you feel like a god yet? Nah, not really. There's no need to be modest. Prep for launch. What the fuck? It hasn't been that long since we all started fighting, but everything really did go just how I imagined it. Even holding the controls of the machine everyone's so scared of just like this doesn't feel like butterflies or dread. It just feels like the only thing that could have happened. You know how hard they worked because they were so scared you wouldn't be finished before the end? I never doubted it. I'm not so special that they couldn't make something scary enough for me to be its pilot. Humans are culture and culture is gravity. A ship's self is a skin, but a ship's self is also a heart. The plastic and metal chassis, insulated against hard vacuum, is necessary to not die. The tidal reactor, which generates gravity and culture necessary to keep humans solid and real so far from Earth, is necessary to live. The dual tidal reactor resonance system installed in the Croon macula then might be capable of a sort of birth. The Croon macula was completed on the inert pseudo-planet Hades, on a boundary between the solar system ruled by human gravity and that which isn't. When the system is activated, cosmic dust emanating from between the ship's self's palms is crushed in the friction of the competing forces of the Croon macula's dual tidal reactors and ignites in the birth of a tiny star. It's a start, an anchor of gravity and culture, for humans to begin colonizing the stars, the seed of possibility, and just as easily the seed of the inversion of possibility. Stars go supernova and become black holes, where the information of life culture is deleted. But they aren't afraid of Croon macula as much as they are afraid of Pluto. Her own tidal forces destroyed the first 17 prototypes. It's the girl with the love to be the mother of stars they're afraid of. Don't build me up like that, I'm not that special. But I ain't that scary. I'm used to it, huh? Oh right, Pluto for some reason can read the narration and understand the narration. Saturn to some extent was also able to do that. Lunar Terra was not. The only thing I can't get over is just how unfair it all feels. Knowing how bad this could get, how wrong it could go, and it's still happening anyway. The Croon macula is bigger than other ship selves in terms of its objective gravitational impression on spacetime. Yeah, I'm feeling everything at once. But I'm feeling big too, feeling so big. I can feel it, far and away. The sort of the real mare chrysum come to cut our dreams down. And the toxin of the inverse string of poles come to turn the earth inside out. The incredible girls, I can tell, but now Krell's Graces has the power to fight back and keep space our home forever. I know I'm meant to do this. I've been trained my whole life to be the one in a million who can pilot this. I know I want to do this. Space is the only place where everyone can be happy. Even if almost no one believes it, I want to keep it safe. I know what I need to do. I know what I need to do, I know what I need to do. Now I just have to do it. That's nothing compared to what it took to learn how. My body, my mind, my soul. They're all in order. I just have to do it. Okay, it's January 1st, 1980. And the long and cold war where humanity united against its nemesis and existential threat from beyond the stars has been over for a long time. Since the 50s, we've been fighting a war against an existential threat that we cannot understand, cannot perceive, and is powerless against the technology of Earth. That is a pretty stupid sort of war to fight, isn't it, when there's enough of a mess down here to worry about. Humanity's already the undisputed authority of reality, and we have the physics to prove it. It's time to return to Earth, our home, the seat of the universe. Before Earth takes us back in pieces, let's go home with grace. On the first anniversary of the decommissioning of the International Space Program, we, Memorial Foundation natives via existential safety, in agreement with our home plan's anonymous decision, declare there is no future for humanity in space. Let's come home. The Return Resolution Memorial Foundation Native Sphere Existential Safety. I think this is the same text we had at the start of the other route as well. It's January 1st, 1981. It's been 1 year since we declared independence from Memorial Foundation and the rest of Earth. The Cold War is officially over, and it feels so light without the gravity weighing us down. How can a tiny handful of colonies, terraformers, and schools hold out against the full authority of Earth? Because that shit doesn't fly past escape velocity. To power the ships south we made to fight the Cold War, we made tidal resonators to bring the gravity necessary for humans and culture to survive in space. And that gravity is ours now, enough to make a new world free from the weight of Earth. If Memorial Foundation wants to kill the future, they have to come and take it from us. We're thankful for our Cradle's graces, but we're not coming back. Independence Declaration, Cradle's graces. It's January 25, 1981. Memorial Foundation and Cradle's graces have been having fun for a little over a year. Nothing is breaking the stalemate. Earth is getting impatient. They have good reason to believe that the existential threat posed by a divided humanity in space is much greater than any theoretically malevolent entity outside the native sphere. While the kids are fighting, Earth is getting ready to list the humans remaining in space as part of the existential threat, and when they do, they send real weapons and end this war fought with plastic toys. The justification? We are technically less than 100% human, just not human enough to be something else. It's hard to believe they're really onto us. It's time to make a drastic move. Bring our final piece, the prototype ship string of pearls we made in the atmosphere of planet Cronus, which will never be Saturn, to the lunar gravity well, where Memorial Foundation and Cradle's graces are already headed. Whoever controls that place controls human access to space. We can be sure everything will be in place there. Earth or space, we are just short of 100% human, so let's see how much less than 100% we can get. Internal report, Celestial Mechanics. Yeah, that was the exact same thing it said on the other route as well, before day 1. Unacceptable! The funding is being cut again. They aren't getting the results they want. They think it's indulgent. They don't care about how the kids feel. It warms their hearts to see them grow unimpeded by the gravity of Earth, but also disturbs them. They love our beautiful, free, glittering children, but when we talk about bringing Earth's children here, they look away. The children of space are not bound by the same laws of gravity and do as they like with their bodies and soul. You have insisted that they can endure the gravitational forces of Earth, but have you considered that the tidal forces do not wish to accommodate them? They will be smoothed back again, or broken. At the very least, they will never stop trying to destroy them. We have created magnificent, delicate creatures, and Earth wants them back for what? To crush them again under their own tidal forces? Who is this? I don't know who I'm sending this to, but I think about you all the time. In the back of my mind, I know a lot about you. Does that mean you know about me too? Or you're just glowing brightly in a way that I don't understand? Is anyone else seeing this? Do you get messages like this all the time? Are you aware of how much you illumine the heart of someone you haven't met? What am I expecting? I don't even know. This is really awkward. Sorry for doing this. It must be really hard. No, I can't really know that. This is delusional of me. I'm going to make it stop, because if I don't, I'm going to come to hate you, because I'm already so frustrated and nothing like you. I need to understand why I tear myself apart thinking of you. I'm not going to send this. I don't know how to send this, and I hope you never read it. Read it. Oh, well, you did send it! Somehow. Mars! Generation 2 pilot, first class. DM's open for fight requests. I'm thankful for my Cradle's graces, but we're not coming back. Okay. I still can't believe it. I felt that from here. Yeah, what was it like? It was incredible. For a moment I felt like I was right next to you. It was even stronger than all of the times that you tested the prototypes. Stronger than the one time they let you fight before. It's amazing. I've been training so long I never knew how different it would feel to have my own perfectly suited just for me ship self. I'm gonna be extra mad at all of you for how long you left me behind. Is it really safe though? Mars, don't start and get mad. It's just more powerful than anything that's ever been developed. I don't like that Dr. Nix is making you do something untested all by yourself. No one person should have to do all things that your unit is expected to do. But it's strong enough to do it, right? Powerful enough to stop Earth from taking us back? Strong enough to stop celestial mechanics from bringing the existential threat back? I can do it, right? I mean, of course you can. No one else could, but that doesn't mean you should do it alone. I'm not alone. I've got you. And everyone else. We're all together. That's what we wanted, isn't it? I'm not locked up in a lab anymore. Aren't you happy for me? I'm happy for you. Are you really, really happy for me? I'm super happy for you. I really am. Are you scared of me now? No way. Never. You're not something to be afraid of. Huh, but that's wrong. You should be scared. I'm incredible. Okay. Yeah, Pluto is going off. Saturn return. In the strange gravity of the abandoned Daphnis lab, Saturn lies in wait for the looming threat of Pluto's mysterious ship. But what are they after, and will they get it? Ooh. Pluto, why are you suiting up? The Celestial Mechanics Lab was wrecked and a prototype escaped. We should be heading back to the inner solar system. She's still here. Who? Some incredibly ridiculous, utterly irresponsible, dangerously devious brat. I'm not who you're talking about, right? Don't be silly. You're not devious at all. Then who? Also, hey! They're being very tricky, so I can't quite tell, but I have rough coordinates. They slip between the cracks of the universe, play fast and loose with the laws of physics, staying hidden and out of sight, but being really smug about it. I think they're showing off. So it couldn't be anyone but the pilot of Celestial Mechanics prototype, right? Why? That's stupid. What sort of pilot would be that irresponsible with a prototype?
Hello, how are you?
Hey Mars, when you were in the academy, how many prototype units did you wreck? Let's not talk about that now. I'm just teasing, Mars. You're much better behaved now. If the intel is true, the prototype is really powerful, even against you. I know. I might not be able to stop her. This location is the experimental lab. It was shut down right before Earth cancelled the space program. I don't like this place, Pluto. It's like they shut down Daphne's lab and converted it into the perfect site for an ambush. Really? It's too much for me? Well, it's stronger than the fleet I destroyed. I mean, I'm not saying you're not strong enough, but a stealth mission against a secret weapon is different. No one knows what Celestial Mechanics is planning, but it's always awful. It's definitely a trap. This mission to the outer planets is only to destroy Celestial Mechanics labs and prevent Memorial Foundation from recovering the prototype. Mars, if you keep trying to protect me, I'll get mad. But let me have the tiniest bit of fun. I'll be fine. After all, I have a lot of experience correcting unruly shows who act out for attention. Daphne, the tiny shepherd moon, so small it barely earns the name, tumbles through the Kala Gap, ruffling the rings of the planet it orbits. It houses the last official laboratory of Earth's decommissioned space program, training ground of failures like Saturn and special girls like Pluto. Saturn remembers it feeling cramped, anxious, and scary. No wait, Pluto remembers it that way. Saturn remembers when it used to feel so special to be chosen, a candidate for the last generation of pilot. Oh god, okay, you want the voice? Okay, you get the voice.
But didn't Pluto feel that way too? Sometimes two things are true. In this place, gravity is quietly degenerating and distances are becoming ambiguous between past and present, between you, me, and you. The Daphne's lab seems smaller to Saturn now, though not as tiny as it feels to Pluto, and that's obvious. No longer people-sized, she tears through it like worms at an apple. But there's a much bigger worm here and she doesn't know anymore if this was a good idea. Well, what was a good idea? Saturn doesn't have any ideas, she's just trying to hide. Even though there's no place where you cannot be felt by me. Alert tile resonance if. Confirms enemy. Warning. Gravitational hazard. Danger. Pressure exceeding safe range. I know it's extremely exciting. Stop making me so nervous. Supermassive. Small enough to hide in this complex, but with a dual reactor denser than the entire moon compressed into the head of a pin. An hour ago, and Saturn felt the gravitational pull of something so big and so close and so powerful, the interior of her cockpit creaked with the pressure and her head, heart, and eyes welled up with tears. Something that couldn't be anyone other than Pluto. Cool, she must be pretty big, huh? So why is she so hard to find? Saturn has no idea. Why do I have the feeling someone's laughing at me? No one is laughing at Saturn. The lab's been abandoned for years. But Pluto, wherever she is, giggles. There's no skip button in this game, even though technically we have seen this exact same text but from the other perspective. Not in a mean way, she really does think it's cute. I haven't thought about Pluto in a long time. Oh man, it really would be funny if she wasn't a monster. Well, now someone is laughing at Saturn. Hey, now I know someone's here. I can feel you listening. But I can hear you too, and I can catch you. You're not the only one who can fuck with the narrative. We want the one that favors Cradle's Graces. We're gonna go all Cradle's Graces this time. It's easiest to catch someone if you don't care you might get caught yourself. Besides, if you want to drive someone wild, you gotta show them you're worth catching. And that you're good enough to catch them too. Imagine an entire VN voice in Uwu. Honestly though, wouldn't that get on people's nerves? I don't know if I could listen to me speak this way the entire day. The lab is dark. The malfunctioning lights cast an eerie glow, dying culture without gravity to hold it together. But she can hear the faint laughter rippling in the gravity, and where it's coming from. When you don't know the controls, smashing all the buttons at once is just as good. Got you. It's a hit. Her claws sink in, they treble in the pressure. Whatever they've sunk into is bigger than belief. The Queen Macula towers over Saturn. Pluto's ship is so big it barely fits in a complex, but it's only a speck compared to how big it feels.
Supermassive enough to warp local space-time, humming and vibrating with nebula dust. Incredibly gentle, or she would have destroyed Saturn and the whole complex without even trying. Oh wow, you got me! No matter what size it appears, in the truest, most real sense of size, the ship is bigger than this moon, than anything Saturn can imagine. String of pearls quickly flits away, but Krun Macula's grip is on her before she can twitch. And I've got you, Saturn. I really was surprised to see you like this. Cool, right? I've got poison now too. Wanna see if you're still the top weirdo psychic mutant in space? Oh wow, sounds really cool, but I don't know if you're ready yet. Wanna bet? Sure! The string of pearls screeches and buckles as the dust ignites and a tiny portion of Pluto's tidal forces slam into her. Warning, gravity hazard. Ugh. Had enough? You kidding? Okay, we can turn it up. Whoa, that is sure insane. It feels like my brain is melting into the universe. You're the one who wanted to show off. You don't have to do that to endear yourself to me, but if you really want to impress me, you're going to have to do better than that. Yeah? You're really still not impressed, even by this? By what? Ooh, that dusting. It spreads like a poison, even through metal. It jumps like electricity, but drips like a liquid. Pink and impossible, and spreading quickly through the Krun Macula's body. So you're not just full of risky bad ideas. That makes me happy. I won't shut you down too hard. Ah, okay, you win. You're gonna be good now? Okay. So, what did you want to talk about? Skrill's Grace's glittering psychic death machine. You definitely have more important things to do than go out of your way to bully me for no reason, right? Oh, that's right. Amanda and the fleet are escaping, aren't they? Hope you don't mind falling for this trap. Trap? You? Silly. I know you're more important than that. More than catching the rest of the Celestial Mechanics fleet? I knew this would be fun, and you knew it too. I'm absolutely delighted about you doing that, just to be clear, so you don't have to read my mind to roast me about it. I can't read minds. You know that's not how it works. But I also don't need to know that. But I did want to know how the biggest overachiever of my juniors turned into such a bad girl. If you really remembered me, you'd remember I was never good. I do remember you. Even if you're not that good at being bad, do you know what you're doing? With a machine that's so dangerous we don't even want to find out what it does? I think you answered your own question about why I'm keeping it. Are you gonna stop me then? But you don't want to. Hey, stop, don't pry into me. If you're pitying me, I'll make you regret it. Not all of us come out perfect like you. Some of us get thrown out before they see any use at all. I won't pity you. I really would have torn this machine apart, but now that I'm here, gifted little mutant to gifted little mutant, I can bear to. Because some of us just haven't been thrown out yet. Lab-grown girls like us should stick together. I might still make you regret it. Winning isn't my most important task. It's not yours either. Are you sure about that? You're not who I'm worried about. It's only your boss I can't forgive. Oh, I love hearing that. Tell me more. I'm getting a crush already. Regretting it now? Don't worry. There's nothing you can make me regret. It's just a little different. Regarding Mecha 2, Krun Macula. It was commissioned before it had a pilot, before the technology for piloting it had been developed, before the technology for its workings had been developed. I think we recognized that the construction was an act of fate. Nick's directive was to create the sort of self that we wished to see. I think, of course, that was the moment that it was clear to me that Nyx was fighting for what she believed humans could be, but not who humans were. I think at the time I didn't understand the difference, or what Nyx might not consider important because of her tendency to think this way. Many of the functions of the Krun Macula have not been invented yet. It is limitlessly expandable. I have, of course, requested for it to be decommissioned, but I believe ultimately you want to scrap it. If this committee has indeed found nothing in space worth salvaging, I would have to wonder about the committee's intentions and their curiosity towards this last fragment. The end results of the Krun Macula's functions are indistinguishable from Nyx's dream, so there's no briefing I can provide that will be more comprehensive than the ones you received from Nyx herself. I can only speculate on which she has or has not been able to implement successfully. As terrifying as the Krun Macula is, the pilot Dr. Nyx has found for it is more terrifying by far. They might find a way to make it more even yet. Tidal theory and celestial mechanics. Let us begin with imagining an inert theoretical mass of matter, equivalent physically in all ways to the third body in the solar system, a theoretical planet Terra, absent of human culture. How would we model the physical properties of such a planet where Jungian Newtonian models do not apply? The soft science of celestial mechanics is not purely a thought exercise, but an inquiry into what, if any, default physical properties would exist in a universe without the influence of culture. Because of its potential application in space colonization, for its use in modeling the physics of foreign celestial bodies, and the utility of the concept of terra in the philosophical hard sciences for more precisely defining Earth as the lens of human dominion rather than a specific physical body, celestial mechanics has been integrated as a branch of contemporary metacultural general relativity. What would it be like to imagine a world in which humans have one-to-one dominion over real phenomena? In such a world, we might think of gravity in multiple senses, since the agency of humanity over each other mentally, spiritually, and culturally would not be the same as physically. The conversion of matter into energy, and energy into culture, and culture back to matter again is complicated by distortions caused by culture's ability to arbitrarily set conversion parameters. This is caused not because of power of human gravity, but actually by its weakness and incompleteness. In a theoretically universe in which humanity has full dominion over the physical universe, the influence of culture would be a one-to-one constant, and the physical universe would abide by inflexible fundamental laws. In such a world, we would have to separate fields of study that involve metaphors from ones that describe worldly phenomenon, because our world would be objectively determined. While humans would be able to disagree and defy each other, they would ascribe to an inflexible, perfect system as decided by humanity. Yeah, I have no clue what all that was about, but okay. I wish you didn't have to do this, but I love chatting with you, especially about your latest sordid affairs. Well, thanks. Wait, that's not what I meant. And sordid? Dramatic, tempestuous, explosive? No. Problematic? No. Tumultuous? That's sexier, but that's still bad. I mean, how would you describe them? Not like that. Intense or something. The last one's really good until the end. Should I be more generous? Well, it would be nice, but you're not very good at relationships. Kill me. It's kind of cute. You love people so much that you forget about them completely. Your honesty really hurts sometimes, you know? You fall for glittering faraway girls, but what you really need is someone who doesn't put up with you. There's got to be someone somewhere who won't let you get away with anything. I believe in you. I'm trying to save the world. I don't really have time for this. But you're not too busy to keep flirting. Pluto, God. Sorry, baby, no mercy for you. It's out of love. One day you're going to be as good at treating girls as you are at piloting. Don't twist the knife. Sorry. It's fine, I know I'm not great at it. Hey, you did that thing again. What thing? You know that thing where you change the topic and I forgot what I wanted to talk to you about, so you don't have to answer. Except I have a chat log and I can scroll back and see. It's sweet you wish I didn't have to fight. See, you do remember. You remember better than I do. But why don't we leave it at that? Why? Because there's nothing we can do about it. We could find a way. I don't want you to do this if you don't have to. Chat. No, I mean fight. Ah, you just did it again. She's very good at going hee. We're actually talking about something completely different. Retrograde and retrograde. Chasing after a string of pearls, Lunaterra and Pluto find each other instead. It's been almost a year since they last saw each other, and Lunaterra has never seen Pluto like this. Are you ready to spin backwards? Am I? Mars, are you okay? You look like someone punched you in the face. What happened?
Good evening. How are you?
Someone punched me in the face. It's been so long since you got in a fight with the flight crew. It feels a little nostalgic. I'm fine, by the way. People who start fights don't get sympathy. They started it when they wouldn't let me fly. And who threw the first punch? The part doesn't matter. If they don't let me go, then you have to fight a traitor all by your shit. Oh. Why didn't I feel it earlier? Of course she's here. It wasn't that I wasn't going to tell you. Memorial Foundation also knows about the prototype and I sent Ace to get it. Strawberry cake! Oh, I wish I had strawberry cake. I love strawberry cake. No, I understand. You were so excited you just had to run out and see her, huh? You got that right, run out and punch that traitor Lunaterra in the face as hard as I can. Aww. She's the worst. After pretending that she was going to fight for the colonies, even after Earth abandoned us and demanded we come home, she double-crossed us. We're going to do this together. I've missed punching that insufferably smug face for a year. It's finally time to show her that we're not going to forgive her for betraying us at the worst moment, leaving us alone, barely able to keep fighting his disgraces, but it's not like we ever needed her, and I know. I miss her too. Are you not listening to me? I've been listening to the two of you say the same things about each other for a really long time and it doesn't sound any different. It is nothing like it was before. I'm not playing games. When we were in the academy, you were always chasing after her. You'd swing the first punch and she'd laugh and you two would fight and then you'd make out and then you'd do it all over again. I miss that so much, but if you go after her, it'll happen just like that all over again. Stop talking about me like I'm that predictable. It's different now. Orders are orders for a reason, you know. I'm still not okay with it. They're making you use that terrifying machine. It's way too dangerous. I'm sorry, I really am. But Mars, if it makes you feel any better. What? You're breaking up. I can't wait to fight her. I love her, understand her, and forgive her. But I'm still mad. How come you both get to have all the fun? Who wants to stay home while you two get to fight and make out? You know how scary this machine is, Mars? And it's so much less scary than me. I don't want you to see me like that, but I really, really want Lunaterra to see. Pluto, you cut it for a second there. What did you say? I said tough luck. It's my chance to shine now. Like waking up underwater to the wet burn of your lungs' desperation for air. Like floating untethered in space, unable to move under your own power. Losing the security of gravity is like being naked in space. Gravity is necessary for human life in space. Gravity is necessary for unrestricted movement in space. Can't have one without the other. The force that binds your existence together, the force to shape foreign bodies, pure agency. Gravity is necessary not just to live in space, but to be human in space. But being human is a little harder for Pluto, so she has to work for it. The tidal forces of a spacefaring body, the crude macula are as strong as she believes and as weak as she feels. And Lunaterra needs to make sure all the calculations are in order. Everything in her ship operates manually. She's just been at it long enough that it feels like a second skin. The jolt of nostalgia interrupts Lunaterra's mental math. She forgets to carry the one. It interrupts Pluto's focus and she has a moment where she's not invincible. Close enough to touch the surface of the moon lab, Lunaterra is seen and known by Pluto, and they are suddenly falling down the well of too late and nothing you can do. I knew it! Warning, gravitational interference. It's important to get a grip. Knowing that there's nothing you can do is something Pluto considers freeing, and Lunaterra considers exciting. Feeling doomed is clear permission to do whatever. As soon as the mare Chrysium is through the cloud over, she fires solid light into the remains of the Celestial Mechanics lab and chases it through the wound. The lab was recently damaged by the illegal launch of a hijacked ship, but the damage is barely noticeable compared to the massive hole left by a much, much larger ship crashing through. Lunaterra acts fast under pressure. If there's no point in hiding, there's no point in stopping. It's true, Lunaterra is living on the whim of Macula, which can probably do whatever to her at any time. If she can't run away, she wants to make the first move. It's the sort of thing that makes a lot of sense if you think about it, and nonsense at all if you think a little more. But it's Lunaterra, isn't it? She's betting you think too much or not enough. Against Pluto, is that really such a good idea? She's someone who always thinks just enough. Which makes it easy for Lunaterra to slip through, deep into the lab until it gets quiet, except for the sounds of the moon quaking and trembling. After almost a year, the dread and the thrill is way too much to slow down and start talking. That's what the arrow flying into Pluto's gravity wall is saying. Who will make the first move? When Lunaterra punctures the last armor layer and opens up the terminal cavern, light spills out and screaming sound because the crude macula is peeling the lab and most of the moon inside out with the forces of its own tides. It's not something that's impossible or anything, it's just something that's only possible in theory, which is still terrifying, more terrifying. And more terrifying than that power is Pluto's finesse. And more terrifying than the finesse is her gentleness, spooling matter like threads in a tiny galaxy of which she is the sun. Her power is very kind, but it's also a little perverse. What meaning does mercy have from something that can core the moon? Macula's developers compared it to a black hole. They wanted a machine so powerful and absolute even light couldn't escape it. Lunaterra understands now that was wrong. She's a star, gushing and twinkling with matter and light. Who wouldn't be swept up in that? The Mac Chrysium is so small, Pluto has never seen it from a perspective like crude macula's before. She never imagined it would look so fragile from here, like a toy version of the fierce fighter she remembered. Pluto's sense of scale is true. Lunaterra feels just like a plastic toy too. Come on, say something, it's making me sad. It really does fit you. So much more than I ever thought. Is it hard to look away? Being able to render you speechless is the power I've always dreamed of. What do you think? I know just a look won't change your mind, but I want you to tell me. Tell you what? That I regret betraying you? I told you then that I always would. No, I won't let you do that, Lunati. Did you think I'd be mad? I mean, of course I'm mad at you, but not for anything you did to me. I would never be mad at you for not having enough faith in me to see through Credit's Grace's dream of a new home for humans in space. I'm just mad at you for not having enough faith in yourself to see it through. And leaving all the work to me. Oops, I guess that's why I'm a little upset with you. Not mad, you know. Just disappointed. Can't believe I'm still the one scolding you like a kid. I'm trying to be the grown-up, you know. I did the responsible thing. I took the realistic option. I'm here to play the part of the boring adult, the grown-up villain. Oh, that's right. I remembered why I actually am mad at you. You better not go down quietly. You better really believe what you just said. I'll forgive you if you left us for something stupid, but I never forgive you if you left us for something you don't believe in. And you better not believe in it, because I also won't forgive you for fighting for a future that cruel. That doesn't leave me a lot of options. I don't think I can fight against that. Don't you dare. I won't forgive that either. Were you hoping maybe that it wouldn't be like this? That I wouldn't have to fight? It'll change you in ways you don't understand. I've seen you fight so many times. I saw when you got that scar and your poor ship got her wound. Has anyone else seen that side of you as much as me? I don't think so. Not even Europa. It's different when you're on the other side. You think I don't really know you because I've never stared down the barrel of your rifle, felt that knife nick my ship? It's a different kind of knowing. Teach me then, or I'll teach you. Ooh. Lunaterra gets schooled. Outcome favors Cradle's graces. As soon as Pluto blinks, that's the moment Mayor Chrysium attacks. A little out of fear, mostly out of awe. It's a confused move, the first move which is so unlike her that it nearly takes Macula by surprise. All matter parts along the vectors of inertia that Pluto has set, but these bullets stubbornly curve, bury into her flank and sting with a sharp and supple gravity of their own. Ow! That kind of stings, Lunati. Stop doing things like that. Lunaterra is crushed instantly and she's dead. No, Lunaterra dodged at the last second. No, that Mare Chrysium is torn apart from every joint. No, Lunaterra is safe at home, she never left. No, Lunaterra hasn't moved and it's only because she can't bring herself to. Lunaterra is feeling ghosts of the space-times that Pluto has cut off, escape routes she rushed for but don't exist. Lunaterra is trying to think of something to say, she really is, but it's impossible because Macula is the size of the universe. Her seeping nebula glows with the promise to swallow up the space station and Lunaterra and the whole solar system. That's not the way, Lunati. You have to come for me like you really mean it, or that's what's gonna happen. The Mare Chrysium's engines spin to no response. Lunaterra's mind is racing, but there's no thought she can hold on to, except how disappointed and sad Pluto is. If you give me just one moment, you pass my event horizon and you never escape. Always getting closer, but never getting there, falling forever. If you don't figure out how to unstick yourself, I might leave you there. Remember for next time, okay? Don't keep breaking my heart. The Mare Chrysium plummets and the Macula rises up, exiting the moon like a shooting star, tearing the lab up into space with her. What the fuck? Ever since the day Mars began, Mars has been doomed. No, there will never be a planet Mars. That's a name reserved for places where human life, gravity, and culture reign. This is just bitter errors. But like the stringy, inedible weeds that grow when nothing else does, Cradle's graces is dug in and we can't get them out. The colonies are wrecked, the terraforming engines are broken, the gravity furnace is out of control, there's no resources left on this planet, no strategic value. This planet doesn't even exist, it is an inert rock. There's no point in fighting, there's no need to fight. Ship serfs can't keep your life alone forever, and even if that was the case, we would leave tomorrow and claim victory. Most of the Memorial Foundation and SES fleet already did. That's why there's barely any of us left, and why we can't get them out. What? Why don't I go home too? And leave all those idiots to just fucking die on a rock? Who do you think we're doing this for? Stolen communications sent on August 31st on 1978 by Memorial Foundation troops. Wait, that is the same thing we saw before, though. We have read this. What's time and space? Yeah, we've read all this. I guess that stays the same. All mission on Cronus orbit completed. Maiden flight and testing of Macula is done. Report received. Awaiting new directives. I'm heading back to Eris, of course. It's the home of Cradle's graces after all. We have to finish up the last touches on Macula and prepare for the last battle on Earth's moon. Celestial mechanics will regroup and refuel there, and maybe we can nip them in the bud. And Memorial Foundation has been fighting us there since the conflict began, and maybe this time we can push them back. Send a message to everyone, time to come home, so we can be ready for the journey. Ready for launch. Alright. Okay, well, so the very first thing you need to know about pilot interfacing is that it's the most important part of piloting. You don't really have to know any of the stuff, but since you asked, I'll give you the basic rundown. There are actually a few ways it's useful to know, even if it's basically just to explain why no one can do anything to stop you because of the completely unfair bullshit you have. Any given chip self may have a variety of prescribed functions, you know. That's called the machine's intent. It's not that the machine has consciousness, even if it seems like it does. That's just projection and inaccurate metaphor. Even if you're using a made-to-order chip for you alone or customizing it for the purpose, you still have to bring your intentions in line with the craft. That's what interfacing really means. That's why interfacing is the most important part of piloting. Basically the only thing the R&D crew do is find better ways to reduce the lag. Void. The fearful power of it is evident, so much so that I hesitate to even criticize it. It is the nature of the tyrant tyranny that is theory that is fed by all things, including attempts to dismantle it. It can simply assimilate those theories and absolve itself of potential guilt and rhetorical weakness by assuming new forms, because it has no inherent premise that is not fungible but the impulse to make all else part of it. For from expanding to incorporate diverse and contemporary ideas into itself, the theory would remove alternate quantum states until finding a solution that would incorporate it perfectly in line with the unified culture theory. This is a necessary and inherent step because in order to prevent any given feature of such a theoretical culture to be subject to eversion, the gravitational pull of the culture must be so great that no information about it can escape. As the theory accumulates culture, through culture mass energy conversion, its gravity would steadily begin to grow and its energy decrease until it began to continuously collapse into a single coordinate, and no distinguishing information would be able to escape. The interplay of variant states is necessary for culture to create and change, and this unified field culture would be unable to do so. It would only be able to assimilate and devour. Such a theory would not redefine hierarchy, but enshrine it forever. Far from a compassionate future for humanity, it would necessitate the complete removal of human variance. All humanity and all existence would revolve around the singularity of the unified field culture, the tyrant theory, a wide void, a single conqueror thought at the center of the universe. So everyone would be just one, I guess. One being, one thought. Are you scared? Yeah, you? Yeah, but I'm excited too. I'm looking forward to what we could be. Hey Pluto, how can you be sure? Sure? About what? Sure about anything? Everything is so frustrating, pointless, doomed. No matter how hard I fight, it stays that way. So how can you be sure it's not going to be that way someday? You're the person I want to ask that, because you fight every day like you're not thinking about those things. What's that supposed to mean? I've gotta fight, that's what we have to do. Of course I still think about those things, even when I'm fighting. Sorry, Mars, of course you do. Everyone has stops like that. Even me then, right? But it doesn't feel like you do. I mean, you make it seem like everything's going to be alright. But you just do what you have to without even worrying about it, without even worrying about whether that's right or not, or if it will come to anything or not. You're genius, you know? You're smarter than me. That's not true. I just have to stop thinking if I want to just do whatever it is that needs doing. How come I never noticed I haven't followed you? I don't know. Welcome, thank you so much for the follow. I put myself on pause, don't you? Maybe that's why I'm still so scared. Welcome to space. Space time.
Deep dive.
The oxygen ocean serves as both fuel yard and terraforming engine for planet Eris, and it's a perfect hiding place for the migrating celestial mechanics fleet, but deep down something is reaching up for them. Is she operational? Mars. All checks clear? Honey. Dual tile resonator sync clears all checks. It's close enough to tear Moon inside out. And you're really still sure about this? Mars, I love you very much and I'm going to scream if you ask me one more question. What? Hopped in real quick anyway because I'm about to stream, so if you're still done by time, ooh, nice! Have fun with stream! Maybe if you're still streaming when I'm finished, I'll come by. Sorry, I just couldn't peg off after saying that. My soul hurts. Why did you do that? Because you didn't listen to me. I was listening. You didn't listen. You've got such a big heart and you don't listen with it at all. I don't want you to go. That's better. It's what you really want to say. I'm glad you could say it. But you're not going to listen to it. Nope. You could, at least, after you just said. Not at all. That's all. This was always the plan. We have to show everyone what this weapon can actually do. This is just a taste, but no one is going to respect what we do in the Moon if you can't grab their attention first. Destroying the whole Celestial Mechanics fleet while they're docked on the Oxygen Ocean is going to get some attention. Even if I only destroy them a little bit, it'll be pretty amazing, so it's a job that's impossible to mess up. If you keep worrying, what else am I supposed to think except I must seem that incompetent to you? I care, okay? I'm not mad, Mars. But let me lean on you while I do this, instead of blocking my way. Share a secret moment deep down, getting a tug of war above the waves. Ooh. Alright. The balance shifts because Pluto tugs and Saturn tugs harder. Deep, so deep, crushing and dark, but a string of pearls has organs that see everything. Smoky and cold, she slips down in a streak of evaporation, just shy of being the spark that blows it all up. Whatever's down there, but don't play dumb, because Saturn knows exactly who and what's down there is playing coy. Oh, interesting. Do you have the same idea, Pluto? Cutting off the comms? Well, now I don't have to cut the comm line myself. Saturn doesn't have to play by anyone's rules, even and especially the rules of the universe. It's made of a last-minute miracle. It loves its best when it's just waiting on the edge between one possibility and another, tempting fate and not caring where it lands. Pluto doesn't cross the rules. She's the universe itself, a perfect target for Saturn and the war she crashes against. She's not playing coy, she's looking for someone to crash against her. From the depths, Macula tugs, but playfully. String of Pearls takes the invitation and yanks back not so playfully at all. Hey Boo, do you want to play? I sure do, but come up and play my game. Oh sure, if you can make me. Macula is the plunge into fascination, a full omnidirectional into the end of the universe. Macula can drown the ocean in her gravity, but String of Pearls has the greatest trick. The String of Pearls cheats distance. She can ignore it, but she can intercept it differently. So F, an anxious avoidant, infinitely approaching and never reaching asymptote, or maybe F can be a curve accelerating rapidly into infinity. Math isn't hard for Saturn, just the results. Well, math is very much hard for me. So don't do that to my poor brain. Mercury would be screaming if the comms were still on, because this is a big risk. The most dangerous and guaranteed way to get the Celestial Mechanics fleet wrecked if she isn't careful, and even if she is. Closing distance is mutual. Pulling Pluto out of the depths of the Oxygen Ocean is not something she's doing for them. If Saturn wants to change the rules, then Pluto will let her. She'll be the one who set the variable, no matter what Saturn sets Fx to. Pluto sets the force. She can go slack if she wants to. What's a brain? I don't know. There's nothing in here. There's one singular thought running from one end of my frontal lobe to the other, and it's making this sound. Saturn's equation is something like, the closer you approach, the further I move away. A hard equation to solve. Are you up to it? Along the equations of gravity, Saturn fires hooks. They wouldn't have hit without the equation, but it was the moment of Pluto's curiosity that they bet on. That is enough. The ocean plunges, the ships rock. Emergency retraction, maxed output. Huh, okay. I was trying not to cause so much trouble. I just want to delay you for a little while. But if you really insist, I'll come make all the trouble you want. That's funny, considering how hard you've been wrecking the Celestial Mechanics fleet. I'd almost think you weren't going easy at all. Saturn is pulling hard, but it's not like trying to pull a star out of a black hole. But something about the way Pluto reacts makes Saturn think it might still be possible. You're working hard. I was just sent to make sure you all didn't have an easy time. I've never worked hard, ever. You sound like kind of a liar. You sure you're not still a bit good? Say it to my face. Okay, if you really insist, I can get carried away too. Saturn's capture cables go slack and she shoots up and out of the ocean, pulled by the panicking surface crew. The equation input has changed. The number Pluto has changed it to gives Saturn a thrill. As the oxygen tidal wave starts building, the ocean trembles, the fleet sees and nearly capsize. But Saturn breaks out of the liquid and into the sky, and Pluto is pulled up and out and free. The Macula is more frightening and powerful than Saturn remembered, but she can't be scared now. Well, maybe she can, just a little. Well, this is what she wanted too, a beautiful solution to her equation. It's hard to know someone if you haven't fought them. That's something she's known for a long time. The pain of wondering if you just aren't good enough to stand next to someone. She prepared to know where she stands. For Pluto, who was made to be so overwhelming that in her presence no other option but peace can exist, she doesn't have anything to prove to herself. Win or lose, she's open when others are honest. Between ship selves, all conflict must be honest. It's the only way to make contact. That's the moment she's waiting for, to give life to all the feelings unleashed when she decided she let herself have them. The Celestial Mechanics fleet can't do anything but wait and think about how this is probably all Saturn's fault. You're strange, Saturn. I don't know what to think. You think you can't win, but you're trying anyway. What do you want to make happen, so sure and unsure of yourself? Just come on already, we can't all be gravitational beauties. Tides come from people, and people are people. Where did they get their being thought or being made? Keep the pity out of your voice or I won't be having fun anymore. I don't pity you. I was very lucky. There's no reason to why I got to be so lucky. But I'm selfish too. I didn't deserve it, but I'll never feel guilty about it. I had too much at stake to feel guilty when I got everything I wanted. I know exactly how that feels. Unlike you though, they took it away again when they were done with me. Oh, it looks like they weren't able to for very long though. You won't get anywhere with girls if you insist on believing you had it the worst. Every girl has it the worst. You know, I liked it better when I was dragging you. Are you ready to try again? Teach me a lesson or get over yourself. And let me see what's under that envy. Saturn's got a good idea. Even as the Kryn Macula tosses the fleet apart with tidal forces, the string of pearls closes in. She can be as close as touch, yet always out of reach. This time she sets F to as close as can be. Of course, that's in a crush of her gravity well, but that's fine, because Saturn has dedicated her life to being a fucked up loser. I thought for sure I could make you squirm, but you're so perfect, you're even better at accepting that you're not perfect than me. But that's not to say that I'd let up for a moment, no matter how bad at this I am. I love that. It's a great thing about you. You don't know how strong your belief is. You know you're going to lose, but fight anyway. I believe you're going to win even still. I always win even when I lose. I would never go in if I didn't know that. Electrotoxic waves swing the Kryn Macula as she braces the string of pearls. It's like making out with a battery. It's uncomfortably like getting electrocuted, but comfortably like making out. How long can you keep that up? How long can you last if you're crushed like this? What, isn't this a great idea? Being crushed like a pancake under you is great. You're really incorrigible. I love it. But it can last longer than you can. Maybe, but is it worth it? You're not about able to waste time like I can. I'll make it way worse for you. But I can keep this up. I've got nothing to lose. That's so selfish and ridiculous. It's the worst for everyone. I love it. It's really kind of outrageous. I can't believe it. Okay, you win, even though your side objectively loses. What do you want? Saturn's weapons slow and fizzle, but Pluto doesn't quite let go. Just hearing I won is all I want. You're really right about yourself. You're totally the worst. I wish I could be just like that. Next time we meet, I'll show you. Listen, I don't get anything that's going on in this game. Alien Phenomena and the Pilot Program. The Scout program was created to be fungible with various other religions or philosophies in direct response to the immediate post-war need to address growing existential threats. As a stopgap measure, the Memorial Foundation has had frustrations with indefinite extensions of scouting programs internationally and mostly universal failure to advance beyond the need for it. The model, or more specifically the Scouts, were a victim of the space program's own success at fighting the Cold War. With support for a unified approach to space in order to prevent human cultural rivalry, the Memorial Foundation has been granted an opportunity to revise the scouting program and change the reactive war of attrition into a proactive one and confront the existential threat directly. The existential threat is the alien threat. We must think of them as one and the same. What is not known to us is the alien. The alien is defined by that most familiar function, that which is human, that humans are not. A fascinating logical paradox of much utility in research is a thought exercise. Imagine something that humans could not imagine. Logically, you should not be able to do it. It is inherently impossible to imagine something that you have by definition the capabilities to imagine. And yet, this thought exercise leads to us begin defining first what is human, in other words, what is conventional, and then by the same process to imagine what is unconventional. In fact, this is the essence of conquering the unknown, rather than allowing it the power to rule, and to safely integrate it in culture, than for it to fester in anti-culture. But it will not produce what is truly alien to us. Solving this puzzle requires us to be a part of what humanity does not wish to be. Really direct message. Fine. Okay, I know. I didn't get to the point, but I have to build up to it, okay? The contextualizing information is important, but okay, I will actually talk about it this time. Mechanical interface is how machines typically work. You're going to yell at me for not being clear if I don't say this, but if I say that's when you've got physical switches and buttons and steering devices and you move them with your hands, that doesn't actually really convey it, because you do those things in your ship self, but you don't use mechanical interfacing. So it actually matters that it is defined as exact mental instruction. It does exactly what you tell it. You can make anything you want to happen, but you have to give it exact instructions. There's a physical lag between yourself and the machine, but there's also the nuanced nature of giving the instruction. That's a really hard thing to do. Obviously, most people would prefer to move a machine on raw instinct or like a part of the body. I don't think many people actually get the best results from an interface like that. Unless, yes, they're like a mutual ex. Hey, is that what you wanted to know? Why do all of these have mutual exes for some reason? So did both of them date Lunaterra at some point? Is that it? It looks like it. Do you ever miss Lunaterra? What? No. In case you've forgotten, she's betrayed us and went back to Memorial Foundation. I know you want her back because you're kind and forgiving, but I'm not, and I kick her butt if I ever see her again. But that's no different how you two used to be. You two only fight less now, that's the part that's sad. She was always smug, always a know-it-all, and always one step ahead. The worst senior pilot, and she didn't teach me shit. Breakups really do turn all your memories sour, huh? Shut up. Lunaterra is the only one I feel that way about. I know, you pine off the good girls way too much. I think dating bad people is good for you. If I have to go through that again, no thanks. The only thing I miss is the expression on her face after I go one-up on her. Her smile, you mean. You miss it too. I do. I'm glad you can get nostalgic sometimes too. Do you miss the days of the Cold War fighting against the existential threat too? It was scary in a different way. It was so easy I never had to think about it. Staring through that ephemeral light that was only sort of there. It was scary because we didn't know what would happen or what it was, but we didn't need to know any of those answers and we just got to fight forever. It was fun. Until I came along. What do you mean? If you think about it, it was me, wasn't it? Before they even finished the Krun Macula, even in just a prototype, and I haven't come back since. Before it was fun for everyone. You were strong, but it was still hard. But there was no point in sending all of you out to protect Earth when it turned out the existential threat was so weak I could destroy it with the snap of a finger. That's reversing cause and effect. You just used that as an excuse to stop caring about colonization. Even if it was never a threat to our existence, they didn't have to give up on everything. It's not your fault. Rift in the Earth. After a maiden voyage, Gretel's Graces is testing the finishing touches on a terrifying Krun Macula prototype. It's a chance for Lunaterra to defeat their trump card, but will she close the rift between them instead, or only widen it deeper? I don't know. Recalibrating house the stability. Remember to keep the left side balanced. It's fine, Mars, you don't have to fuss so much. There's just no reason to take a test flight without escorts, especially with Memorial Foundation patrolling the area. Mars, they could really be doing anything at all more useful. The ship doesn't need protection from anything, even if we're exposing the cores for testing. And you know I hate being treated like a princess. But you are important, and your ship is too. It's not fuzzy and anything too annoying to be looking out. It is too annoying. I'll be annoyed by whatever I want. Stop being jealous. I'm not looking for an excuse to bump into Luna T. I never said that. Listen to Dr. Nix for once, even if you won't listen to me. Look, I'm not escorting you. You win, okay? But please, just be careful. I know you think I treat you like ass, but I really... What's so funny? Why are you laughing? Sorry. It's just hard for me to stay mad when you're such a dog. And you care so much. Even if you're non-apologizing and still want so bad to be a knight in shining armor, you're the only one I can still be such a petulant kid in front of. Instead of the princess everyone loves. Pluto... Wait, you're just being a brat for fun? I'm mad now. Everyone else gets to be, especially you. Stop making fun of me. Remember when in the academy, when people ask you where I was, they say, hey Mars, where's you? Okay, yes, launch permissions cleared. You are cleared for takeoff. Wait until we forgive each other. Make up and forget. Ooh. Now we're going all the way to Gretel's Graces. The balance shifts because Lunaterra hesitated and Pluto did too. Pluto passed over the Ares Canyons once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times. Lunaterra had a chance to make the first move, but Pluto couldn't keep pretending she didn't notice her lying in wait. It wasn't that Lunaterra was ready to take the shot, it's that she still hadn't decided to take it or not. Pluto's been waiting for her to grow up for a long time. She's tired of being the one waiting. There's no time for elegant duels or anticlimactic sniping. When Crune Macula crashes into the canyon, it's the worst kind of fight. Crune Macula's fingers will no longer open or close, but she swipes with the useless limb anyway. The ring finger of Pluto's ship self-twists off, breaking with the force of backhanding Maracrysium into the canyon wall, which scrambles to its feet and then falls down immediately. Lunaterra's balanced gyros must be broken, but that's not so bad. At least she still has 2 legs, unlike the Crune Macula. Luna T, you're really the most stubborn woman I know. I'm proud of you, but you're only this tenacious when I'm finally being serious. It's a little vexing, you know. I mean, I've kept going for this long, it has to count for something, right? I don't want to wreck you, I just really need you to win or lose. Could you do that, please? Both of these are hard to do. Then you've got 5 minutes to grow up. Pluto's reach is longer than expected. Little tricks of gravity. It might not be enough. The Maracrysium was made to not be caught. More precisely, Lunaterra made the Maracrysium something that couldn't be caught. No, don't you dare. The fingers refuse to close and Maracrysium slips away. Sorry, I'm such a cockroach. Don't be. Slipping away so like you, I don't know what else I expect. Luna T, I really can't let you get away. Not without an answer. I'm not going to do that. What are you trying to do then? We promised we'd fight until one of us won, and then we go along with whatever the other decided. So why are you trying to take that away from me? Lunaterra holds Crune Macula's severed left tidal reactor. Pluto can go without it, but not for long. It's what makes the Crune Macula so impossible, and without it, she can't be impossible for very long. The core is everything I have, but the rest of me isn't going to last long without it, so it might as well be everything. If I don't have that, I can't follow you, win or lose. I really don't think it's good for you. The Crune Macula makes a leap and crashes into the ground, just short of the Maracrysium. It's just close enough Lunaterra nearly forgets to take the opportunity to get a shot in Crune Macula's chest before she can recover to block it. You're going to lecture me about doing what's healthy? You've got a lot of nerve, it's not cute. If we had to fight each other like this, I really wish it didn't have to be with you and that thing. You don't like it, huh? You've always been like this. You're trying to tell me what's good for me. You don't want to admit this is really me? Luna T, I would listen to you if you had ever listened to me once ever. I told you, I haven't gotten any better than time we've been apart. I don't want you to not be strong or beautiful or amazing. I just don't want you to be holding this weight of credits graces, everyone's hopes and dreams, all by yourself. So please just rest for now. Don't tell me that. I hate this, hate this, hate this. You never listen, you know, I always let you win in the end. But not this time. I don't know what you mean. I've been really patient. So if you keep playing dumb, you're gonna make me mad. I said I don't know what you mean. I don't want anything else. I'm a cockroach. I don't need anything myself. Liar. Are you trying to make me mad? Be satisfied with it? I don't have any other answer. If I had one, I'd give it, so drop it. I'm not satisfied. No. You grow up and you be the adult for once. Get back here. Crune Macula's feet are still broken, but Pluto moves her with gravity alone. Maracrysium's engine's flare never is broken. Everything is broken, but it will move. No, not this time. Crune Macula's twin tidal reactors are falling apart with one of them nearly torn out, yet she still moves. The pressure of the unrestricted gravity peels the paint of Maracrysium. The steels and plastics are chattering. Her remaining useless arm snaps, and her engine wings creak. The pressure is not enough to bring her down, but it's enough for her to falter, and Crune Macula grabs her foot and slams her to the ground. Maracrysium creaks and strains, trying to flee, so Pluto pulls the rest of herself on top of her. Pluto, I'm serious. You're not the only one. I have things I'm willing to be hard and cruel for now, too. Maracrysium fires a sidearm. It doesn't dent Pluto. Pluto opens her hand. The fingers don't work, but the plasma still does, which flays Lunaterra's chassis, but gently. I'm really serious this time. I can't stop for a second, so I really need it back. It's already been too long, so give me back that part of me. Maracrysium opens her left hand. Pluto's missing reactor is still beating wildly. Sorry to be like this, but the ship's self and what I can do are more important than me and than anything else about me. Nothing is more important than you. A gentle click. Lunaterra's sidearm pointed at the stone reactor fires. The solid light slug misses. Just barely. There's a second shot, but it's buried in Pluto's blocking hand, and there's a third shot, but Pluto's ripped off arm. The arm of Maracrysium, so it's just the last reflex of a limb separated from its owner. But that's all that the broken arm of Chromacula can take. Its fingers make a last twitch before our arm finally snaps under its own weight and the Chromacula falls to what's left of its knees. How long are you going to make me put up with this? What do you mean? You don't want to fight with me? Not a fight for real. Your heart isn't in it, so it's not. No. No. That's the only thing I want. Why are you like this, acting like you know what I want better than I do? So what if you're right? Of course I don't want to fight you. Damn it, I hate you. After all that, I'm the one who's crying at the end again. The last time it was like this, I was the one crying too. Now I'm powerful like you, have something I'm fighting for like you. That's not you or anyone but me. So let me fight for that. Stop protecting me, stop making me fight for you. It's so easy to fight for you. If I'm not careful, it's all I'll ever want to do. Hey, I'm sorry. No wonder sorry. You must think it's so easy to not care about you, but it's not. It's easy for you to not care about you, but it's the hardest thing for me. I'm still the one who ended up crying. Again, you wouldn't listen back then either. Mere cries him rises, gently brushes away the burnt portions of Chromacula's armor. The joints are already starting to heal, as gravity pulls them back. Almost just as good as new, but a little changed. I know you. Don't distract yourself, dummy. Reattaching arms is hard, so do mine right at least. It was the same last time too. I said you deserve better. I said, but you are better. I just ignored it because I'm stupid. Not because I'm cool. Thank God. Everything is worth it. If you finally don't think you're cool anymore.
The what now?
We have seen these before. We have seen these before. We have seen these before. Day 5. We've done everything we can for Eris, the planet that would be Mars. We won't return before too long. Wait for us while we fight to keep you safe forever. Report received, awaiting new directives. At this time of year, we'll have to pass by the Lagrange colony on the way to the moon. It's a nostalgic place, isn't it? Let's not allow anyone to take it away from us. Let's protect the memories it holds from a memorial foundation. And take it with us to the new world we will create before celestial mechanics turns it into something ugly. Send a message to everyone, I'll take care of the past, so you can seize the future. Ready for launch. Why do you do all your stuff on your own, though? Even as enemies, you're as hard to understand as ever, Yeptus. Maybe one day I'll be wise enough to know why you're always laughing, always smiling. If that's what you've been making on Cronus Moon, we over here don't even look half bad. I can't imagine why you tell me the truth. Does it really not matter to you if you ever found out? Or are you that confident that you don't mind bragging while you dangle this off in front of me? Chromacula's development is stalled, so we're desperate enough to accept your favor. Or maybe you aren't as far ahead as you're letting on. What if I just told Europa that you were up to? Just as a courtesy, of course, since there's no way she doesn't already know. You know that the Chromacula still hasn't been completed, but you must be desperate too if you're reaching out to us. It just goes to show, Yeptus, nothing will come of resisting Earth. I'm just doing this because I'm hopeless. What's your excuse? Thinking you can double-cross the universe? See if you can trigger Europa first. The eversion impulse. We talk always of the beauty of gravity, but rarely of its cruelty. A force that binds and overwhelms humans. The power brings us together, but it does not do so with kindness. Culture is power and hierarchy and force. It can crush us or tear us to pieces. It is not unilateral force. On the contrary, gravity structures are deliberate and intricate. Not everyone shoulders a light burden. Not everyone is able to wield the natural powers of humans with so little weight. Through gravity, humanity is ruled by its own law. Whoops! By its own law. Let me read that! By its own laws, but this is not the case. Through gravity, humans are ruled by each other. Antimatter, anti-gravity, anti-culture. All exist as a resistive force to this gravity. The refusal of humanity to accept these parts of itself caused its undoing. When we let our children develop in the lightness of space, they chose their bodies, genders, souls, hearts of their own volition. They became human in the ways they wish to be human. The gravitational forces are unendurable to those in space. We can feel the possibilities closing off. Infinity has to become something finite eventually. That's the curse of time. Foremost of the 8 billion curses of the universe arrayed against humanity, the last before death. Conquering them in order is Memorial Foundation's legacy and belief. Every curse overcome and nothing lost. You have to weigh the accumulation or the end result is a diminished humanity. They're not good at making hard choices. It's hard when you understand what you have to lose so much better than you understand what you have to gain. And so when it comes down to it, that's why we lose every single time. Only in space can we possibly be free. Pluto, you ever think we're being too cavalier about this whole war? But it's not a war. I think a whole bunch of people fighting each other is definitely a war. I have to agree. I also think fighting a bunch of people fighting would probably be a war. I don't care if the medium of ship stuff is rhetorically distinct from war, that's just a technicality. A bunch of people fighting is a war. It's a war and war is bad. You're sort of the last person I expected to say something about it though. Why? Because you love it. It's work. You still love it. Well, it's exciting. You really love excitement. But it's scary too. Why? You can't die, only lose and try again. That's why it's not a war, just a noisy argument. But I'm mad like it's a war. I hate the other side like it's a war. If it's only not a war because ship selves aren't designed with a way to kill each other, that's too fragile a reason. I don't want to hurt anyone, but I don't want to go back to Earth. I'm not going to let them make us. If I keep feeling this way, one day I might do something terrible for it. So I can't say I love it when it's more complicated than that. You're right, it really is complicated. I was kind of hoping you'd have uncomplicated feelings about it though. Why? Because I love it, and I don't feel complicated about it at all. What? You're kidding. You always lecture us about how fighting is bad and letting negative feelings go and how we're going to have peace one day. Of course I feel that way, but it's so thrilling. I was too precious to stand out during a Cold War. They'd never let me fight like all of you. And I'm good at it too. Better at it than what I came here to do than a lot of the actual pilots. I'm proud of that, but it's also just thrilling. It's dangerous. Maybe you can't die, but there's a lot that can happen to you that's painful and hard. How do you stay scared enough to still feel like that? I wonder if it's just because it feels so new or if there's something really wrong with me. I guess that's why you didn't want me fighting, isn't it? It's complicated. I don't want you to get hurt learning that. You know, Mars, this is why you're so bad at love. You won't let people you love get complicated. It's not that you're not incredible, it isn't that you don't deserve to have fun, but what if something terrible happens anyway? Well, then that will be it. If something terrible happens, something terrible happens. Becoming stars. The Lagrange colony is an uninhabitable husk, but Krell's grace still clings to it quite literally. Pluto's dream might collapse under its own weight or crush Saturn under it.
Oh, a posture check. Okay. Posture check. And a heighted time. Thank you. Hold up.
No, I'm not gonna. Pluto, come on, listen. Don't think I don't see you trying to protect me. It's for your own good. I utterly refuse. Dr. Nix is worried and for good reason. Only I have strong enough gravity to pull the colony ruins out of the Lagrange point and pull it along with us to the moon, so I don't even know why we're having this conversation. The tidal forces would tear you apart and you just get in the way and I want to have fun. It would be hard enough on your own, but Celestial Mechanics wants it too, and not to rebuild it or use it to reseed errors when we win. They finished what they started and turned it inside out into something horrible, and they sent an annoying hijacker to do it. I'm not letting you do that alone. You never let me do anything fun. It's not fun, this is serious. Then why are you always having so much fun? That's not the case whatsoever, I'm doing what needs to be done. And does doing what needs to be done refer to your mission assignments or the girl that you keep? The mission! I promise. I want to do something that needs to be done. You're very strong and very brave, but it's not a time I can just sit around and be protected. We're too desperate now. We need hope too. Pluto, but you can't do everything. Battle in physical space for the future, battle in narrative space for each other. Saturn rushes in because Pluto is ready for this kind of fight. Huh, this is not what I was suspecting. Like, you're kidding, right? No, Pluto isn't joking. The farthest thing, the swirl of cosmic nebula dust that completely obscures the colony, and Pluto's warm embrace is no punchline. Only insofar as it is true that Pluto is so strong that it's funny. The colony no longer resembles Earth. Now it's a gas giant, or maybe a star waiting to be born. Whatever the case, even though it's certainly much too late to do anything about it, there's an invitation from inside. Just come try. You must think I'm really dumb. Or you must have a lot of faith in me, in which case you're really dumb. It could be Saturn's perfect opportunity, if she plays her cards right. Pluto's putting everything she has and more into just attempting to move the colony. If Saturn can find her, she'll be helpless. And how am I supposed to do that with you filling up the whole universe? Your story's everywhere, pulling in everything. How am I supposed to compete with gravity so strong even the narrative of space-time is bending? Oh, hi there, Saturn. Are you just passing through? Haha, hi. Fancy meeting you here. How do you know it was me? Weird to find you in the middle of an inconceivable cosmic cloud only you could create. I know, what a coincidence. I've sort of been ordered to find anyone in it though. I think this might make things awkward if you try to get closer. You could at least pretend to be a little afraid of me. I am, just a little. But even if I should be, I'm glad to see you. I hope that's not a lie. On either part. No, it isn't. I know you're dangerous and very special, and you wouldn't be here if you couldn't stop me. Even if you're not quite ready for how hard that will be. I'm very impressed that you didn't decide to sneak up on me while I was thinking, though. It would have been a good chance. Oh, are you maybe having second thoughts? I was hoping I could convince you to destroy this place with me. Haha, you're impossible. It's adorable. You're incorrigible. I like it a lot, actually. I even envy it a little. Oh, thank you. I was just being difficult. Which is very charming of me, but it was half serious too. Haha, nope, never. I was almost tempted though. I don't know what your memories of this place are like. They're bad and good, right? Always a little worse than better. It's the same for me, but this place is still precious to me. It was a seed of life once, and maybe it can bloom again, so I'm going to protect it. Oh, that reminds me, what are you here for? Haha, do you mind if I ask a personal question? What are you trying to do with it? I'm going to not destroy it. Oh phew, that's what I was worried about. I really know what I'm being, so I'll just be... Hey, stop right there. What? I was just trying to banter. You tried to shoot me, that's dangerous. I didn't. You were thinking about it. Of course. Well, she was. More like said I was trying to get a bead on Pluto. The string of pulse tides rippled through Pluto's nebula cloud, hoping there's something it can find eventually. It's not like Pluto's hiding. She's just everywhere and it's hard to tell where she ends or begins. Are different characters mostly at the perspectives of the story? Yeah, but also, and there's a different ending to it depending on which of the groups you favor most. So the battles and stuff play out a little differently now that I'm trying to see everything that favors Gretel's graces. Aren't you thinking about shooting me? You're the one with the advantage on visibility. I'm just sitting here and I can't find you in a cloud. Oh, you're totally right. The super weapon of Gretel's graces, are you actually a little naive? I gave you the benefit of the doubt. Was I wrong? Obviously. Sorry, I've never learned to be on my guard. There's no need to be when I can tell what people are thinking and nothing can touch me. If it really actually worked like that, you'd absolutely never trust anyone ever. No, I trust everyone. I can always trust people to do what they always do. Do you think you can trust someone to surprise you? Can you trust them to do something you wouldn't even think of? It's when they surprise me that I'm the happiest of all. That's when I really feel we're not doomed, set in stone, always making the same mistakes. I'm being stupid and following my heart, just like you. You're going to have to do better than shoot at me if you want to surprise me. There are other ways to fight. You're better at that than me. I think you can surprise me. Is that what you want? On Earth, our souls are weighed down by gravity. At the same time, gravity holds us together, tells us who we are, good things and bad. The Earth's gravity is strong because it's all of us together. Forces that would be insignificant on their own are powerful enough to make a planet when we hold it together. That's why we are much stronger on Earth. Even the weakest human has that sacred light of the soul and its many powers, to forbid direct contact with the soul, to wield the arts and sciences in shaping existence, to be many and also one. In space our gravity is weak. Without the constant pressure of tidal reactors, our souls would dissolve. The way that water at high enough altitudes will evaporate off a pilot's tongue, without atmospheric pressure to remind it to be water. Stories bleed into each other easily, and our shapes don't hold steady. The fragility of our ships couldn't survive a moment on Earth. In space, there are things we could never do on Earth. With our heaviness, we could never be so tender. Okay, I get it. Let's pick up from earlier, but fight in the way only pilots can fight. In a way only us close to the edge of being human can fight. That isn't fighting at all. Do you feel the same way, Pluto? You're listening, right? I was going to tell you I don't have time to play today, but it sounds like you know you still want to anyway. It's going to make it harder to convince you to leave me alone and let me do this. You're here to play, right? No convincing me. I can pick up on the subtext. Blame it on the wicked celestial mechanics pilot who bothered you and didn't let you get any work done. The thing is, it's fun. More fun than hacking. To bleed, corrode, seep into the mist. Saturn can feel every particle and the celestial physics that make them move. It's a swelling orchestration. Pluto's conducting something beautiful, something overwhelming, and the equation are hints and patterns to what Pluto thinks, to where she might be. It's simple to trace back, easier than hacking too. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're good. Space is boring. Space is empty. Space is broken. Space will never give us everything we want. Space is a hope that what we want to make real might already be out there. Just reach out in space and time and we can almost touch it. Space is just a means to an end, but for a moment Saturn is overwhelmed with how beautiful even the boring, dead, empty space can be. Even just the way that dust moves around. Oh my god, hello! Thank you so much for the raid, welcome! How you doing? There was no raid message. Hi! Hi, Noob! How are you guys? Hello, default race message. Welcome. Welcome to We Are in Space and I'm tripping over my tongue. How are you guys? How was stream? Wait, I have to be my own mode. How do I do this? There we go. Ooh, Breath of the Wild. And a Pikachu. Okay. Let me show you guys a Pikachu. Default message, right?
Pikachu. Pika pika. Pikachu.
Stream was good. You did the first Divine Beast. Ooh! Pika warms my heart. Yes! Every time you're here, you have to get a Pika redeem. I actually have no clue what you do in Breath of the Wild, but if you, I am guessing the first Divine Beast was a hard fight. So good for you. we are fighting in narrative space, which sounds exactly as I have no clue how to describe it. It's like one of the bosses. It's Saturn realizes she is lost. She went in to tear open the story, twisted around, and instead she got so lost and happy in it she didn't even notice the clouds swirling around her, the cosmic dust covering her, Pluto holding her tenderly. Pulled into the atmosphere of the colony, they orbit gently. Saturn has no reason to fight. It doesn't even feel like she lost. It feels like she wants something special. What you're doing in this game? We are fighting and flirting, and we are in space, and we're kind of transcending being humans. That's like, yes. It's very nice. Okay, Saturn, open your cockpit. Why? Because I trust you. Do you trust me? I do, the same way you trust me. No, I trust you way dumber than you trust me. You're so amazing, and so much more amazing because you believe in something like being human. You pour your everything into something that won't pay off. That makes me mad, but then sometimes I think it might work. Saturn's cockpit opens. Naked guards, exposed circuits. Chromacular's thumb presses against Saturn and the distended cockpit exploring. Oh no. You're really hooked and good there. Why would you ever do such a thing to yourself? Ooh. You don't have to answer, I understand. Your cheek feels human and soft. Oh wow, suddenly I don't feel like moving the colony much. Maybe not destroyed any more than it was before will be good enough. Why am I doing this? I need to get back to my post. But you look so nice like this. I want to get close, is that okay? Woo! Hell yeah! No, I guess I should... Wow, that's so... What a brazen move. Okay. Maybe you really win this time.
We kissing and fighting and gay.
Let's go! There's 3 kisses in this game. We already got 2. I think we're doing good. Mass resignation attempt. Pilot personal records for your eyes only.
Thank you so much for the sub. Ichi, hi. Welcome. It's your 2nd month. Wow. Would you look at that? 2 months already. 2 months. 2 months of me going wild.
Mars, we present this to you as a token of your hard work for Memorial Foundation existential safety. Your tireless work for Earth is recognized. The war is ending soon. Do I have to do another tour? The war is ending soon. With your help, don't you want to see it through? We could not have done this without you. You can end it fine without me. Your help would prevent us from having to worry. It would guide many more of your former comrades back home. How much longer? That's the part you're always cagey about. You don't need me, do you? Of course we need you. That's not what I want to hear. What do you want to hear? We are, as always, prepared to reward you. But you've never been satisfied. Is that what you want to say? What would you like? I just want to go home. If you truly did, you would not have been here in the first place. I already know what you want. As soon as you know too, we're ready to give it to you. Also, if you guys cannot follow what's going on in this game, you are the same as me. I also have no fucking clue. There's lots of very hard words. We're in space. That's it. Dr. Nix was always a controversial figure. Her theories were attractive, but there had always been complaints that they had little basis in reality. Yet, by virtue of challenging the nature of reality, her theories had a way of putting it that made you feel as if you were the compromised one. You, the one unable to see things objectively. Given that the nature of the universe is verifiably one that is defined by humans, it's easy to give these particular theories credence. Memorial Foundation in particular, as the most successful post-war NGO in dealing with existential threats cross-culturally and internationally, was obviously attracted to a possible proactive approach in a Cold War rather than a reactive one. Humans are not yet human enough, an extremely arresting slogan. Truly, who is human enough? Especially that humans already know everything that is necessary to be human, we simply have failed to accurately and completely internalize it. Outside of gravity, we will achieve true humanity. Rather than advocating a revolution of humanity through technology or biology, Dr. Nix believed that we simply had not created a culture sufficient for the full potential of humanity. In her view, humanity are perfect neurons in a jumbled circuit. By arranging correct human knowledge in a proper order, we could bypass the flaws in our universe. Her insistence on incorporation rather than rejection of existentially threatening elements was the fundamental cause of her failure to attract mainstream acceptance of her theories. Dr. Nix decried the narrow-minded individuals who let petty prejudice narrow their conception of what could or should count as human. While in her view, humanity should encompass all that is and all that is not, others believed that the fundamental division was crucial to the definition of humanity. That is, to be something means to not be other things. Hey Pluto, can I ask you something? Clear up your sector first and then we can talk. Already did. Really? Are you being honest with me? There's a few stragglers left, but they don't count. Wow! I'm actually impressed. Whatever. Driving back the ships was simple, they were totally easy. Oh, then I'm not impressed anymore. Hey, why? You just said it was no big deal. It would just be patronizing if I was proud of you for doing something easy. You were impressed just a second ago. Empty praise is bad for you. Aw, don't sulk. I'm not sulking. It's hard to impress you. That's not true. You impress me a lot. When have I ever? You impressed me by the way you tried way too hard to support girls like me when we were awkward, weird, annoying, and had no idea what we were. Ah, that's an embarrassing way to put it, and you weren't those things. I was, and that's why I love you. It's cute when you're overprotective. How is that a compliment? They wouldn't get so mad if you didn't make them care. You're so mean. I'm not joking. I mean, what I admire is the way you make it up after you mess up. You mess up a lot, but you say sorry, Lord, and you mean it. After, you're different. Not everyone is like that. When you don't change, you still make them feel worth it? That still feels not great. You fight a lot, but it's never a war. You never scorch earth and you always say you're sorry in the end. Not everyone can fight like that. You wanted to ask if you were too cavalier about the war the other day, but you really are the only one who keeps it so unserious. You're so serious about not making it serious. How does that make sense? Look at me. The Cold War is long over and the existential threat is gone, but its memories still stay here, at the observatory. Will it be put to rest here or buried forever? Let's go! You sure you don't want me to come? Yep! That is a great many hearts. Not even a little, though. Mars, you're actually so sweet, you know that? No one is a more perfect hero. But I need to go alone. If the lands can be opened fully, I'm the only one who can do it. If it can't, I'm the only one who can survive it. If you can still justify living in space, this is the only way. Even if that doesn't change how Earth feels about us now, it might help make peace in the future. Even if it doesn't, if I can't do this, I'll never be able to open the gravity well on the moon. I know. Lunaterra's going there to stop you though. I know she will. I was there too, you know. It's my past and my history too. I've got a score to settle. Are you feeling left out? No. I mean, sort of, but it's because... Stop. No, I'm sorry. You're the brightest, most shiny. You're making fun of me again. But I'm also praising you. You're honest and you never fight against what you feel. That's the world we want to be real. I want you to be safe so you can keep being not for us. What about her then? She's a jerk. We've tried so hard for her and she doesn't care. I'll make sure she's safe. Stop worrying. I'm not worried about her at all. Why is she such an idiot? Why do we keep trying for her sake? I'd go through that much for you. You'd go through it for me. I know. But why do you do so much for her when she's like that? Stubborn and ridiculous. Because we're just like that too. The gate collapses in nostalgia and disaster. The sort of fight you don't need a robot for. Oh? The observatory's lens, a single eye staring into space, threatening to blink. From the academy gardens, every pilot remembers watching the observatory twitch as it focused on some light years away point searching. A reminder of the battle for Earth they were eternally preparing for, not unsettling but always foreboding. A zero pointed at nowhere. Neither Lunaterra nor Pluto remembers who first called it that. Now, in the trembling of the colony's collapsing gravity well, this stack of the wrecked colony where Lunaterra and Pluto meet seems like a moment frozen in time, eternally receding, growing always distant yet never fading. I knew I'd find you here. I knew it would feel like this. But I'm still here. I have orders. I know, dummy. They tell me everything too. You wouldn't have come if you weren't ordered. I don't know why everyone is expecting I'll be bitter about coming back. I'm not. There's good and bad memories. That's fine. That's fair. I'm older now, and it's that much sweeter thinking about the past from here. It's there and I'm here. I wouldn't go back. Would you? I like being an adult. I don't mind being the aging ace. I don't need to be a glittering hero. We fought so hard against the existential threat during the Cold War. Whatever they were, trick of the light or not, we did good fighting them. We tried our best. That's the practice kids need. Now we're grown up and we can see our own futures and mess them up if we want. I'm way happier to fight now. Fighting has a different meaning now. No matter how bad no matter how bad I am at being alive, I like it now. You're really grown up now. I kinda hate it. I miss pushing you around and when you'd go along with me. Me too.
You're lucky because you're drawing. That is perfectly fine. I hope you have fun drawing. What are you drawing?
You still have a hard time making a decision that's good for you all by yourself though. That's why I asked photos to come here. Aha, that's so roundabout. I can tell if that's a step forward or back. I think it would be worse if anyone else shut the observation gate, so I thought it really would have to be me. A zero pointed nowhere. Do you remember who said that? It's better than the actual name. I don't remember who said it, but I always think of it. I don't remember either. Do we have to do this? You're the one who's here to do it.
Ichi! Ooh! Nice! Ichi who didn't say anything. Ha 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 ha. Will you show me when it's finished? I want to see.
I recently stalked your art Twitter. A little.
You need to draw me. I would be honored.
I need to draw you as well. I need to draw. Oh, I still have commissions I should do. It could be really easy. You're the one forcing my hand. Closing it is just a formality. It already is broken and it never worked in the first place. Then why were you ordered to do it? The fact that you're here means I have to be here. They want any possibility closed, every possibility closed. That's not harmony. These futures should get to live, even if they never come to pass. If trying to make worlds and space is naive, cutting the native sphere off from the universe is just as naive. It's so pathetic and sad. It's even more pointless and sad than human beings fighting each other for no reason. I can't bear it. I won't let it happen. I changed my mind, let's fight. I'd rather fight than keep talking like this. We're fighting now. This is the sort of fight ships selves are made for. Say something. Neuters everyone, but you need to finish that. I have nothing. Let's fight like we're supposed to. I won't. Don't make me talk. Don't make me fight with you. Don't make me kill your dream. Stop having this dream. Give up on space like the rest of your human race has. Let me close the iris of the observatory. It's because I wanted so much to see what that I was supposed to see that I can't let you keep looking. I can't keep looking, that I don't want us to be tortured by the possibility anymore, that we can't lose you. I can feel how scared you are, and how brave, and how much you love, but I'm so mad at you. Why can't you believe like you did before? They brought us up with good intentions, and did everything they could. They really did. They really thought we could be better than who we were, the best kind of human beings they could. They worked us very hard, but they fought for us to be exactly what we wanted to be, because that was human too. Even when it was hard or didn't make sense, they found a way. Even the awful ones really believed. One humanity, every story threaded together. No one left behind. It would be really possible to fix the universe and let humans live forever in space. Childish dreams that everyone wishes could be true. All without understanding such simple things. I wonder how they expected they could unite humanity against aliens when they found us so alien. We will always be our own existential threat. Every human understood that but them. No wonder Earth rejected us. The observation deck sees nothing because the threat is on the other side. We are each other's alien.
Hurrah! You made it! Welcome! Minecraft? Ooh! The mining craft. How was the mining craft?
It was flawed and it wasn't real, but they weren't that stupid. You know they weren't. The whole point was that it wasn't real yet, and it could be. That's why they wanted to do it. They wanted to make it real. Oh no, why was it pain? And now they don't anymore. Do you? I mean, really, do you want to go home? Why can't you just say yes? I wouldn't mind if you actually wanted it. I'd go with you if you wanted it, but I'm not coming with you if you don't. I'd still fight. Thank you. I'm hoping that you win, but if you can't, I will promise this. I won't bring us back to Earth empty-handed. I'll do that if I die. The iris shifts. It still moves somehow, attuned to possibility. Mare Chrysam's looking fit to kill if it wasn't trembling. This colony is a place of unsteady gravity. You're not on sure footing here. I'm back to being helpless again like I used to be. You can stop me anytime. Prove you're ready to close this eye. I can't. I don't accept it, but that doesn't mean I won't do it. I don't care if you love me one way or the other. It's too much. Space is broken, but I don't want to leave. Earth is terrifying, but I can't go back there alone. I have no loyalty either way. I'm not strong like you. I just go where gravity takes me. You can hold everyone, but what do I do if I lose you? Your heart is full of everyone, but I can't watch you fight for the universe knowing how little you're thinking of yourself in it. Of course, I don't know what to do when fighting for you and fighting your dream are such different things. There's too much to do. Of course I don't know what to do. I don't know what you want me to do.
Another Pikachu, okay. Pikachu. Pika Pika. Pikachu.
Heaven will be north.
Yes. Heaven mine. All mine.
Luna. God, I can't remember the last time you cried. Oh, what a cute... Oh, that's such a cute emote. Oh my god. Oh no, I can. It was when you said you hated it here in space, and I told you you should go back, and I'd come with you. Those were such hard days, and you didn't want to keep fighting. But when I said that, you started crying, and I couldn't understand why. It seemed so simple a solution, and everything you wanted, and I got so mad. Then you told me that you didn't want to leave if it meant me giving anything up. You didn't want to give anyone else up either. I wasn't expecting it at all. I'm so used to knowing what's on your mind, what's on everyone's mind. I didn't think you could keep something so locked away and hidden. No matter how far my tights can reach, there's some places I can't ever know until you tell me. It was the first time I felt frustrated by that. I'm most angry at you when I can't do what you want. But I guess that's how you feel about me. And how I feel about you. Oh baby, you're crying again. I can't let you win, but we'll be together until the end and after.
It's January 30. We have seen this text before. Yes. Yes. Day 7.
I'm so sorry, everyone. I tried so hard to keep those memories of when we were in the academy and space seemed so innocent and full of possibility. All I've left is scraps, but I hope that's enough. Report received, awaiting new directives. Tell everyone, on the moon, the border between Earth and space, we have struck a deal with celestial mechanics to open up the gravity well. To give us a fighting chance at making the dream real. Everyone, take your time. Together, our gravity, our love, can be as heavy as the world. Tell everyone it's time for us to head back to Earth's cradle.
Thank you so much for the sub! Thank you! I hope you enjoy the email.
So we can say our last goodbyes. Ready for launch.
We're getting there, we're getting there, we're getting there.
I will. Please do have a seat. The committee has enjoyed reading your resume. The committee has deeply enjoyed these fascinating criticisms of the Newtonian Jung. I don't know how you pronounce that name. Jungian model of physics. It certainly does feel revolutionary. This committee would like to pause to acknowledge how the candidate's work has met and exceeded the desired qualifications. And without diminishing the accomplishments of the candidate, the committee would like to express that its interest is more piqued by the candidate's interpretation of the existential threat. And the committee would invite the candidate to elaborate more on the implications this would have for managing cultural and colonization efforts in an administrative role within the Memorial Foundation space program if the candidate would. The committee hopes the candidate will elaborate on the nature of what an educational program would entail. The committee is especially interested in the assertion of radical cultural advancement made possible without risk of existential contamination. The committee is intrigued by refutations of the so-called scapegoat proposal by the program's current director on technical and theoretical grounds, as opposed to the usual ethical ones. And the committee invites a comment as to the end of the future of culture in space. That is a great many times that I just said committee. It doesn't feel like a real word anymore. Pilot Program 1. Of course the kids wanted to live in space. Obviously, what could be more dreamlike and fun? I never thought I would spend time with children who wanted to be here again. In the summer scout program, I thought that the unwanted children of unwanted places. I thought Okay. You know what work is like. When they gave me work, that would take the unwanted to a place far away from here. Of course, not for their sake. In the summer scouts, they gave the worst kind of work for the kids least suited for it, only to spare those more wanted from it. Memorial Foundation asked us to take those unwanted kids away from Earth so that we could make it safe for the wanted ones. That's a duty I was ready for. We would have to fight a long and difficult war to make space safe, but for that time, all of us, unwanted children and unwanted adults, would have something special that no one on Earth had. To answer your question then, I didn't have a plan from the start. I've always been very loyal. It happened over time, but it happened much more quickly than I ever thought. It wasn't such a far-off dream. We believed in the academy students and were patient with them, and gave them an environment physically, culturally, gravitationally as free from Earth's gravity as we could realistically grant them. They knew what to do much better than we did. Pluto more than any other student, because Pluto had so much to change. If she and her power fascinate you so much, you should remember the only reason she has it all is because she was free from you. As they grew up, they made space the future we were dreaming of, and before I knew it, I wouldn't think of a single reason why we should give space back to you. And then you went and said you didn't even want it anymore. Okay. Hey Mars, you're still really mad at Lunatera, right? I will fight her the next time I even see her. So why don't you? Why don't you fight her? I have my hands full. She's probably avoiding me. She's sneaky. You can never find her unless she wants it. But I fought her plenty already. Oh, whoops. See? She wants to see you. This is why I'm worried. I don't like her sneaking around you. Are you really worried or are you super jealous? Both. I mean, no. I meant to type no. Mars. I've told you before you should be a main character, right? You're so straightforward. You ought to be the real hero. I meant to type no. Of course, sweetie. You just want to protect me from big, bad, insufferable, meanie Lunatera. What's so great about someone who's stuck up all the time? She always treated me really kindly. And not so kindly I felt weird or fragile or frustrated. In fact, she really thought I was annoying at first. Even still, she was patient. She was mean. She was sad and jealous I had things so nice and so much sooner than she did. But because of that, she was also very tender and understood so much even before I did. I couldn't have without her. But I don't think we would have melted that angsty shell of hers without the both of us. She doesn't feel very melted to me. And she hasn't come around to show me otherwise. Oh, are you expecting her to come around to you? I meant, well, anyway, she should be the one who comes back. Oh, Mars, if you want to see her so bad, you need to put in some effort too. Why should I when she betrayed us? One of you two has to stop being stubborn or you never make up. Imagine though, you're fighting to death, kind of. but for some reason it's always about, actually these two dated some time ago, so now there's bad blood. It's good. It's really good. The acceleration due to gravity. Celestial mechanics and Cradle's graces have one thing in common, and that's escaping Earth's gravity. To do that, they need Saturn and Pluto to work together to corrupt the lunar gravity well. It's an opportunity for one to get the upper hand over the other, but they're not thinking about it politically. We seriously working with celestial mechanics? This sounds stupid. I seriously don't trust them. They're so shady, no matter what they say. If it's something that's in their best interest, there's no way it's also in ours. I know there's no other way to restart the space colonization project without opening the lunar gravity well, but that's exactly why we need to keep them as far away from it as possible. You don't need any help to do it. That's really true, especially with that reprehensible and irresponsible pilot they're assigning to the operation. Yes, I know, but hey, if I don't need to convince you, why are we doing this? I know it's true, Mars. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. So why? Isn't it true that they're just using you? For a secret plan that will let them take control during the final battle? They're sneaky. I know, Mars, but if we don't open the gravity well, there's no way to have the final battle in the first place. Earth's gravity will destabilize our ship selves completely. Neither of us can get what we want with Earth so close. But why do you need a conniving pilot with you? There are some things even I can do. You're the one who keeps telling me that, you know? There's no other way to even get a chance at this without their help.
Oh, posture check. Okay. Ah! Ouch.
But they're going to use that as leverage to trick us anyway. They're not beneath that. And not beneath it either, you know? That's why I'm there. I'll be trying to get the upper hand for us. I can be ruthless too, Mars. Don't you think I want it badly enough? I mean, you shouldn't have to. I know that's the part you hate. I don't care if you don't want to see me do something bad though. I can do it. Just like all of you can. You always tell me not to worry, but then there's nothing that I can do. I want to stop worrying, but I can't when there's nothing I can do. Oh, Mars, I totally forgot. I really forgot. Sometimes you're such a good girl. But just trust me, okay? Trust me and watch me, okay? It's all I ever need. Saturn tempts Pluto to fall in with her. Pluto tempts Saturn to entertain a silly dream. Alrighty, let's entertain a silly dream. The moon's south pole is the completion point for Earth, where all the terraforming begins and ends. Here the skyscrapers rise up to catch the eternal light in what someday will be a city where night never comes. You're quiet. Excuse me. You're quiet. Is there something on your mind? A lot, but nothing important. Don't hide it from me. You know I can just read it off your gravitational field, right? Are you sure? You're never normally this quiet. Good to know even you can feel away sometimes, but I didn't think it would be over this. The gravity well can be that big a deal for someone like you to deal with. And I'm here too, in case you forgot. Feeling out the tides is deeper than mind reading and not so literal, and you know that. The kind of mind reading is the kind every human can do, but few are any good at. What kind is that? Read my mind about it. Are you nervous? No, I know exactly what I'm doing. I just wish everyone wasn't going to be watching us this whole time. I hate getting yelled at for no good reason. Don't you have people who are pain in the ass to keep happy? That's everyone at Krell's Graces. Plus they love me, which makes it so hard. That's why I ditched command. I couldn't stand being pestered constantly by superiors who don't know what they're talking about. I don't have any superiors at all. What? Lucky. Why? 'Cause I'm at the top. Excuse me? I'm the leader of Krell's Graces, more or less. Excuse me? What? Why? For a lot of reasons, but mostly because no one else wants to be. Oh, Dr. Nix is in charge of most things still, but I do make the decisions. I mean, but why? You're as bad as Mars. This is why it's hard to get anything done. Krell's Graces is just full of contradictory, impossible to reconcile, naive and disorganized feelings. Someone has to bring all of that together. No, stop. I mean, but why would you tell me that? I mean, should I take advantage of this? Oh, I thought you just wanted to get to know me better and not engage in any of that cloak and dagger stuff. You're crazy. Why would you trust me? I'm sketchy. No, you're not. You're obnoxious to your friends, but you work hard all the time for their sake. You bullied a certain tactic an ice pilot, not because you hated her, but because you wanted her to grow up and stop wasting her talent on moping. You're always tempting me to your side, but you don't care if I join Celestial Mechanics or not. Also, you asked me how I was doing, if I was nervous, and told me you're here for me on a difficult mission, even though you tried to make it sound like you were lording it over me. So what do you really care about that you keep coming after me whether you win or lose? Not telling. That's fine. You don't need to say anything for me to understand. I need to shut my mouth while I keep stuttering and embarrassing myself. Don't tell me that this whole time you've just been playing along like... I give up on being cool, it doesn't matter. No, wait, it does matter. I worked so hard to try to corrupt this good little pilot test bed of Kredel's graces. Don't be sad about still being a good girl. It's a really hard habit to break. I'm the real fool though. I saw right through you and it worked on me just the same. I completely fell for it. Oh, we're almost there. Let's be careful, okay? The slim tower, the tallest on the moon, ends in a point and suspended above is the overpowering gravity well, claiming humanity's spot on the moon, a safe seat in the cosmos. It'll fall inert to the surface when culture has so fully rooted in the moon that the planet will produce a true human gravity. Then this body will be no longer lunar, but fully and truly the moon, just as Terra became Earth when humanity was born there. Yet the gravity well can also be the seed of possibility. It doesn't have any preconceptions about what humans can be or should be. There's still time. Begin full output resonance handshake seeking. Acknowledged, handshake received, oscillating, rotating, responding. I'm trying to seduce you though. Endpoint reached, synchronization complete, aligned rotations. Acceleration high, still acceptable. I just don't understand how you can be this strong and amazing and still wasted on all of them. Tidal resonance achieved, braced for resonance feedback. So tell me, why do you waste so much of your time pestering pilots like Luna, Terra and me? Tidal resonance far beyond predicted levels. Begin bracing. Hold the core steady for insertion. That's dodging the question. Waves crashing and intensifying resistive force. It's not. You're not really any different. You care what happens to everyone in space too. Even fools like us deserve a chance at what they want. The part that makes me angry is how they won't just take what they want. If Earth has abandoned us, why go through so much trouble to reconcile with them? Resistance is incredible. The core's hypersuspension is refusing to decouple. Maximum output, bending space culture time, delighting possibility. Leaving humanity behind out of spite just to prove how much you don't care about them makes it sound like you maybe actually you do care about others. But it's really cute how you're trying. I'm loyal to us. That's all. The space orphans, the lab girls, and fuck everyone else. No love lost, no no to anyone else. That's what I'm the leader of. Beginning insertion, breaking first through 50 seals. I want to break up. If humanity wants us back, they should come crawling and beg us to forgive them. You of all people shouldn't be the one saving them. Rapid destabilization, action needed. Are you really okay with all of us in space having a chance at the future but no one on Earth? If of all people, I of all people know what it would be like to never have that. Breaking seals 50 through 1000, requesting Overlord bypass permission. I'm not a good and noble person. My heart's not big enough. Tempting again. Fine. Here's a real secret, just for you, okay? Since you told me yours, I would never forgive the world. But if my master plan doesn't work, I'd follow you wherever. Racing. Gravitational output maximum. Thank you. Really sad then. I wouldn't have had this much fun without you. Thanks for giving me room in your heart. Less dramatic status updates that sound like you're gonna die. Core pierced. Heavy damage to upper arm. Insertion activating. Sustained damage increasing. Holding until countdown begins. For being so stubborn, even so, you make me falter just a bit. Just a little. I can't be that invincible. I'm just a little lab rat. Reaction confirmed. Are you ready for everything? Saturn, confirm Roach limit escape. Negative. It's messing up the match. Calculations keep changing. Immediate escape is necessary before the micro black hole is formed. Can't calculate. Focus on my voice. It's not time for you to join the universe yet. Gravity like a warm embrace, and not just mine once you're here. Back to your home and mine. Almost. Old equipment is destroyed. Both of them are badly damaged, but they're not dead, and a tiny black speck pulsing within a containment field. A strange gravity washes over the moon, and many things are possible. A level playing field, a new playground.
What? Ship self!
Mare Chrysum, the first true ship self, was made in 1969, named after a place of manufacture on then Luna and now Moon. They were made as prototypes, not to be mass-produced. Aesthetic considerations, a neutral idealized body representing all of humanity. They love bullshit like that. Not the first vessel with a gravitational engine, only the first built to use the engine to exert outwards gravitational control. A ship self creates the pressure and culture for a human to survive alone without the presence of others. It's an unsustainable attempt to make a human function as a world. To make it sustainable, we have to become world-sized in body, thought, and soul, encompass every self that has been, or will be, or could be. Its original armaments were extremely varied, since they were a proof of concept and it wasn't understood yet what form the existential threat would be, and what sort of weapons would be needed against it. The tide reactor can externalize, but it doesn't have any interior mechanisms for this, so it needs an equipment loadout, and even though the raw force is still unmatched by any mass-produced unit, it wasn't built with an effective way of using it. The original pilots had to bend, slowly, the default forms of the ship's selves into new shapes, and refit the ceremonial and theoretical weapons into one suited for the existential threat and eventually each other. In time, the shape conforms to the human inside. This, in part, confirms their specific theory. The human part isn't the ear, but the hole in the lobes for your earrings. Lipstick is real, lips are not, and we see humanity defined in its gravitational output.
And thank you for the hydrate time.
We're almost there, I think. We're almost there. Mars, you were right. About what? I am too strong. I'm afraid. I'm getting bigger and bigger, stronger and stronger. But there's still so much to do and I don't know how to do any of it. What if I make a mistake? What if I'm too strong?
Good evening! How are you?
Is the universe going to be okay? Pluto. Never, no way, that's impossible. I never meant it like that. I messed up again. I'm probably going to mess up yet again saying this, but you're not that strong, Pluto. No one's that strong. You know that even you aren't as strong as the Earth, right? You're not even any stronger than anyone on Earth, even in Chronmacula. You were the one who told me to stop getting a big head about my ship self. Like, if I fell to Earth, I'd crumble under Earth's gravity. Any given human is 1,000,000 times stronger than that. Space just doesn't have any competition. So you're not strong. You're just stronger than a bunch of idiots.
I am perfectly fine, thank you. Thank you.
I love you, Mars. I keep telling other people that, but I never listen to myself. I can only hear it when you say it. You know that sometimes applies to your love advice too? Hey! I'm the one who gets to bully you about that. Take your advice and sometimes... Oh god! I'll listen to myself when you do, then you better get ready. You're not going to be ahead of me forever. Wait, am I a rival now? Finally I'll defeat you. Haha. Lol. Thanks, Mars. We saved each other again. Okay, you want me to say what in voice? Okay, wait. Let me read that.
I thought a thought, but the thought I thought wasn't a thought I thought I thought. If the thought I thought had been the thought I thought, I wouldn't have thought I thought. I did a thought, I guess. I thought a thought. Maybe also 2 thoughts. 3, if I'm feeling generous.
Give me the moon.
Ah, thank you for the follow.
I hope you enjoy your stay. It's time to move to the future, peacefully or painfully. No factions, no dreams, just 2 girls lost and entwined in the warm summer of the moon's day. What are you doing here, Pluto? There's no mission? Are you going out? Just for a little while. Did you want to stop me? No, I'm getting a little better at not worrying about you. Even though you are. I'm trying, okay? Nyx is worried, isn't she? If you want to slip out for a minute, she'll be mad. I know. Especially if it's to see Lunaterra. I keep not being her perfect girl. She always thought Lunaterra was a bad influence. She's not wrong, I just want to try one more time. To bring her back? What if she takes you instead? Maybe that could happen too. Don't say that. I wouldn't mind. Maybe I don't want to be the one to lead anymore. Mars, why is everyone so obsessed with me? Why does everyone want to save me? Why isn't anyone strong enough to actually do it? Why do they think I'm strong enough to pull them up instead? I'm nobody. You didn't have to be strong. That's a lie. Of course I have to be strong. Who else is going to pull me up? Even you don't know how. I don't have any talent. I don't have any skill. I just never said no. I can't. That's too much. I don't know how. I just couldn't ever say the words. So I just keep doing it even though... Hey, it's okay. It's not. Okay, it's not okay. It hurts. It's bad. You suck at making me feel better. Excuse me. I love you. Me too. Come on, go. Make up and forgive. Fight until we love each other. Ooh, fight until we love each other. That doesn't sound healthy. On the far side of the moon, there's still some part of the dead, empty cratered Luna left. As the terraforming engines sweep in, they turn Earth's satellite to another part of Earth. Until that time comes, this place is free of Earth's pull, a place still perfect for crime and moment to happen. In an empty clearing surrounded by weight and life, it's the perfect place for them to fight like ships do. The fighting that ships do, not the fighting that people do. Can we skip Monday? Yeah, I wish. I would love to skip Monday. In the naked sunlight and nothing else, Pluto looks so beautiful, spitting tiny galaxies with crude macula the way she was always meant to. Of all the prototypes she piloted over the years, none suited her like this, from the awkward and embarrassing creature she used to be to the woman who promised Earth there could be a new type of human. No longer the priceless tool of selfish adults, the pawn of space's dreamers, the princess who can remake her body out of tidal forces and stardust. She's just Pluto. In the naked sunlight and nothing else, even in this worn and wounded ship, Lunaterra shines like she always has, even with the hurt she has. One way or another, someday or another, every girl bleeds. And her mare Chrysium suffers alongside her. The drip of her wound spins like a red constellation in zero gravity. She's rusted, but some parts of her will never rust. The two of them have fought so much, so this shouldn't be a fight. With nothing and no one else to think about, there's no reason to fight. In the naked sunlight, for once, don't fight. Instead of fighting like people do, fight like ships do. Fight like plastic toys do. Fight like you don't have a body, like you don't hide your body. Fight your way into a new body. Fight like we used to without trying to win. Fight like we did a long time ago when they were training us to fight and all we wanted to do was play. Fight like we did when we didn't have any other way of touching each other. When all we had were lasers and light, tights and time to say what we wanted to say to each other. I'm not going to go easy. You better not. Since we're not fighting, I really don't want you to hold back. Lunaterra knows a thing or two about fighting in space. Lunaterra wrote the book. It's kind of a predictable story, so Lunaterra makes sure her enemies get sunk. You know this trick, don't you? You've seen Lunaterra pull it so many times. Fire off something to test the waters. Lead the target until they walk right into the shot. You can play the game forever until they make the first move. Don't let them make that move until you know they won't be expecting what you do next. What you do next can be anything, as long as it's not what they're not going to see coming. After you do it, disengage, like passing a secret. You know this one really well, the message in a bottle, slipped between the bullets of hard light. She was the person who taught you how to blow a kiss, but Pluto is the one who learned how to make out. Her ship's so big it makes Lunaterra look like a toy, but Pluto is even bigger than that. You have to measure density, not mass. Then you'll understand. Pluto is the center. Lunaterra revolves around Pluto, like she always has. Lunaterra is too close when she tries to pull back from Pluto, and too far when she's trying to close in. She's on a leash that extends through space-time however Pluto wants. Lunaterra's gravity is a tug that makes the tides go in and out. Pluto's gravity is strong enough to turn Lunaterra into a new shape. Lunaterra didn't invent this, but she loves to struggle through it. She loves to see what she can do, how close she can come. And she comes in so fast, does so well, but goes too far. When Pluto isn't expecting, it's too fast. Way too fast. Pluto's more off guard than Lunaterra expects. Lunaterra's moon of a sphere crescents right into Pluto's chest. Lunaterra wants to scream, but she doesn't say anything. It feels deep enough to be scary, and Lunaterra only meant to nick her. What's wrong? We were having so much fun and you look so scared. Why didn't you block it? Luna, I'm fine, see? You can't hurt me that easy. You're not that strong. It'll always be alright. Pluto picks Lunaterra off by the forearm, gently with 2 fingers, like detaching a kitten, or a bug. Sorry to scare you like that, but you lied. You said you weren't going to hold back. Pluto can seize Lunaterra by both wrists, and she does that, and Lunaterra is quite awestruck by how safe and helpless she feels. The gravity pulling at her from Pluto is gentle but firm. Fighting ship to ship is the only time Lunaterra doesn't feel naked, but now she feels naked here too. It's not so bad though. Sometimes you have to let an animal bite you before it can feel safe. That's a thing you said once. See? I'm learning. I've learned so much. When I said that, I was talking about Mars. And you're just like her. Are you really okay? I really didn't mean to scare you like that. But Luna T, you're always overestimating how capable you are of hurting me. It's fine. I was the one who was dumb. I thought I could scare you and you were too smart for it. You did that on purpose though? You really are amazing. Scary, right? Just like you said. You could be like that though. There's still stuff that you could learn from me. Wanna be the one to teach me that? I'd love to. Here, I'm holding you. Can you feel this? I'm trying. You don't have to try. It shouldn't feel like you're trying. It's either easy or it's nothing. You know, it's harder for me to take it easy than try hard. That's why you're so amazing. I'm so lazy. I never want to walk ever. I'm always looking for the easiest way to do things. That's not true. It is. Then why are you so good at everything? I'm not. You are. I'm not, but I can't make you see it no matter how hard I try. I guess I should give up on trying to make you dislike me. So you can win against me? He really is such a sore winner. Now I know how Mars feels. She's right. I'm totally insufferable. I'm glad at least someone knows. Oh, please be sure I know this too. Excuse me, of course. But you don't care. Of course I care. I love you. Can you feel it now? I really didn't think I would, but I do. Tell me what it feels like. It feels like you're holding me. What's it like when I hold you? I don't know. Am I imagining it? But it can't be. It still feels like metal. I didn't think it would, but it also feels tender, exactly like it would if you held me on Earth. This is why I'm not as strong as you. If I really thought we were never going to get a chance to touch, I don't know how I could stand it. Why are you holding me so tight? I'm feeling smug. Now look, who's the one caught now? I guess I lose. You totally lose. Don't tell anyone. Are you kidding? I'm going to brag about this for the rest of my life. The rest of your life. Wow, 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 that was loud. We did it. You did it. I can't believe it. Pluto, you're there, right? Pluto, can you turn on the monitor? Not right now. Hi, Dr. Nix. What can I do for you now? More powerful than I ever imagined. And I was never optimistic. But you've made me more optimistic than I could ever have imagined. That alone has me believing truly it was worth it. And yet I've never heard you say it, have you? I've fought so hard every day for it. Of course it's worth it. But you don't say or express a certain kind of joy in it. Have you noticed that? But it's supposed to be joyful, isn't it? I'm proud. I'm holding everything, even though it's very, very hard. My heart and soul is in it. Isn't that obvious? What's wrong now? No, but not like that. It was supposed to be a joy. You're feeling guilty again, aren't you? I told you there's no need for that. It's not helping, and I don't need it. Instead, I just have to reassure you all over again. That's more work for me. Let me just rest instead, then I'd be happy. No, it matters. Don't you understand? There can't be a sacrifice one for the other. Happiness for everyone and no one left behind. It's supposed to mean no one, not even you. You're the one who taught me everything? Maybe you should have taught me what that was supposed to feel like. The credits grace as fleet is small and weak, and they're desperate. With the dream of space dying, there's no time left, no chances left. The decision has already been made. Humans don't need space. It's one thing to go home, another to leave forever. Both of those are just up to those of us in space. Neither of those require the strength to pull humanity from its cradle. That's a strength that no one has, and no one should pretend they have the strength for it. With all of Credit's Grace's hopes and dreams, Pluto will still try. The pilots bow out as the conclusion of the conflict becomes evident. No, it is now truly a war, because the autonomous military units have been arrayed against her for her transgression. This is no longer a fight between the humans of space, but a war with the Earth. The autonomous units ready their weapons, and in unison they fire to kill. As if. Their trajectories bend away from Pluto. Blushing at the sight of her, they refuse to meet her gaze, as expected. Kun Makila will convert the gravity well directly into the space and time and culture necessary for the future, and they will steal that future from her piece by piece by piece. This is unexpected, but not unprepared for, so Wave 2, Wave 3, Wave 4, Wave 10, Wave 36, Wave 150, Wave 460, Wave 1000, Wave 5569. They know she's not invincible. They know her real truth, that no one who loves her can see. They have the patience and power to take it apart piece by piece. They will strip her down atom by atom if they have to, until she loses mass and gravity and becomes only a girl again. Pluto wouldn't mind if they were trying to kill her, but they have a much more important thing to kill. Credit's Grace's future. The future of... I said 5 instead of 4 again, did I? 4,569. I don't know why I always fuck that up. I never realized. The future of humanity as we know it depends on it. For that they'll annihilate hers without hate, with only human efficiency and uncomplicated thoughts in mind. Join us or leave us. Only through an autonomous proxy can Earth give up on the inexhaustible empathy of a human soul. Only through proxy can Earth divorce itself from the longing that Memoria Foundation had fought on behalf of. To value their own life above all else, they will do anything, everything to protect themselves from death, especially at their own hands. For ship cells can only change others and never kill, but that is the fear of Earth above all else. The flawed, pathetic conscience of humanity playing catch up to its own mistakes, doing more harm than good. So heavy even Pluto can bear it. How can she not respond to the pathetic, self-deceptive, self-destructive feelings? How can she say no when they need her so much? She can't. Acceleration tearing through space-time, crashing through the autonomous units at impossible speeds. Solid light, white and gold, banned on bleeding lands. Lunaterra understands, over many years, after much training and teaching, with dynamic technology, how to speak the word no. And her spear can write it. Spear! Spear! One day I will learn how to pronounce it. And it does. Sorry. You really should be. You really don't have any mercy. You really need to learn how to hold other people's feelings. I'm sorry for not knowing a better way to do it, but I'm not sorry for doing it. I don't care how they feel, I just care about you. The autonomous units fall into disarray. They don't know how to match her speed. Lunaterra rejects their attempts to comprehend her. You're the worst. What am I going to do with you? I didn't even want you to do that. Sorry, I did what I wanted to. You'd do the same for me, even in my foolish future. If they can pull on her empathy for Earth, they can also tug her desire to be free. And Celestial Mechanics has so many ways. This one is called Eversion Impulse. Ieptus despises fighting. He never wanted to develop a ship cells. He would prefer a simpler and less vulgar solution that didn't require bodies at all of any kind. Yeah, this part is for some reason lower than the rest of the game, which is a little unfortunate. He's the first betrayer of Celestial Mechanics' dream for a new kind of body. But he understood it, because everyone can understand the dream to leave these bodies. And that was the name he gave to the instinct that drives humans to abandon what is for what could be. The inside-out impulse. There's still time for his masterwork. Pluto can be that linchpin if she's pushed far enough, and the gravity well Schwarzschild radius expands to the point at which she cannot escape. Wait, no, that... what? Schwarzschild? I'm just gonna turn it down even more, Jesus Christ. What's that supposed to be? Past the limit at which point humans can no longer exchange information. Past the limit by which it becomes impossible to regard each other as human. Ieptus loves win-win scenarios. Can you say Morphe is the best? I mean, I just did, sure. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're good. Humanity's discarded children will be free of the obligation to be human. Humanity will have a physical, unified enemy to chase through the pursuit of space, and the Ieptus will have sown the seeds of a single binding, unified culture theory. A wide void that will bend the universe to a single set of physical laws. A simple process of automatus drones injecting degenerate mass into the gravity well is all that is necessary, as long as Ieptus holds Pluto off personally in his terror. Yeah, I cannot pronounce that. He even has a plan for Saturn, should he choose just this moment to betray him. The perfect plan. Like deactivating my access permissions remotely through a backdoor, overwhelming me with the mass production string of Pearl series, averting my gravity reactor through the wrong Terra's albedo separation system. Oh, and even more plans than that. You're really so predictable. Alert attempting backdoor access to ship, self-string of Pearls. Oh, of course you'd have a solution for every contents you can see. Unable to find string of Pearl series 00, backdoor switch activator mass production string of Pearl series 1 to 13. You're so stupid. I don't have to outsmart every single one of your genius ideas. So the orders are fielded for string of Pearl series 1 to 13. No, Terra is designated as a primary target. Just one of them should be more than enough, but I really thought you deserved their full attention. Hey, Pluto! Unlike Lunaterra, I'm not even the slightest bit sorry. It is extremely dumb to fight for a stupid future all by yourself, so thank me from the bottom of your heart for coming to believe in it with you. Praise me for obeying what you never asked me to do. Love me for believing in you. Of course! I really, really do. All my love and thanks and praises for you. I won't even pretend to be mad at you. Not like Lunaterra then. I'm still connected. We know. Back to the topic at hand. It's the final battle, Lunatera. There's no room to retreat. Oh no, so bad for her. We really should. You think the end of the world is enough of an excuse to change the subject? It should be. It won't be the end of the world. The gravity well is open, but it's not sustainable for long. Whatever you're planning, you need to do it soon. You're both so precious to me, and you should know that even together you cannot stop me. Hey, don't just ... fucking dot. I thought you were going to convince her? I have to do this, because I believe in it too, but Dr. Nix was willing to sacrifice the Earth, and I'm not. No matter what it costs. Krell's Graces never wanted independence for space. They wanted all humans to embrace it. The solution is to destabilize the Earth's gravitational field until human life is no longer possible there and force adaptation to space. Saving humanity against their own will, maybe, and destroying yourself in the process. No way! Nix doesn't know what she's talking about. You're throwing yourself away in a dream that won't come true. And you were chiding me for not going in on my own future. The possibility lines have closed, and there was no chance of a good future since before we started. It's so sad. That's why I have to stand with Dr. Nix's dream. Humans deserve some kind of real hope, and this is as close to it as I can offer her. Well, how mad will you be at us if we stop you? I'd never be mad at you, even if you could. But for humans to be caught halfway between space and the Earth is the worst of all bad futures. It will split us in half, and that will mean war. It's a future of eternal war. Of true war, not this, where zero gravity keeps our bodies immortal and unrestricted. I mean, if we really did declare independence from Earth, wouldn't they see how cool we are and come up anyway? It's their choice, you know. You can make it for them. That's the problem. You two really put up a fight. For a moment I almost believed you. I really thought you might be able to stop me. Mayor Chrysim's spine is broken. The string of pearls is subdivided into so many components its reassembly time is weeks out. Can't blame us for trying. I wouldn't have been able to do anything else. I really hate this. It's time to... The interface is... broken? Thank God, I thought you missed. You didn't make the shot easy. I can't control the lunar gravity event anymore. I don't know what's going to happen. What can I do? Sorry, we didn't think that far ahead. We just wanted you to decide. Not Dr. Nix. If you can have everything, what is the thing you really want? I don't know what kind of future we're gonna get. I'm not working with much. Anything you do is fine if it's you. Don't listen to her, just figure out something that doesn't suck. The three compress, redivide, and expand. The simplest childish thought grasps Pluto, bubbles up within her, and she says it before she can stop herself. I want us to be together forever. In our beautiful shapes in space, free, with everyone. Of course it isn't possible. Not enough people will believe in it. Earth is the primary body of the system, and the medium point between our gravity and its gravity is still deep within the Earth. Yet they cannot pull us down anymore. That will never happen. We are still in space, and the future's uncertain, if we can even sustain it, but... I declare war on the Earth. Come get us again, come find us again. I dare you, I challenge you to prove it once again. What foolishness. Humanity will happily oblige. Yet they find that their tormentors' troops are crushed before they can reach us. Humanity will have to fight us again, on our terms this time. Fight us like children fight, again with bodies of plastic, pretend. If you want to fight us, you'll have to be like us. You didn't have to give me this chance. Actually, I was worried you were going to try and save me from it. Was I hoping you would? Oh, you're sweet. I wouldn't hate you if you did save me from it. But it's not because I want that future more. I have to get you ready for a future that's terrible. But it will be the future with the greatest hope. I really believe that. You gave me permission. You said this was okay, but I don't know if you really knew what it would be. I want what Curtis Graces wants. Happiness for everybody, free and let no one be left behind. I can't believe I still believe in something so honest. With my whole heart. They don't know how to make it through. I don't know how to make it perfect. But I know a way to try. With you. It's just that loving you makes me so stupid. I just can't help it. To be swept up by you into a new future, even if it's not the one I wanted, would still be so sweet. Because it's you and because I trust you. There might still be more today. Let's bet against that, I'm tired. The catch us off guard. So stay in your ship self. You want to laze around still in your ship? Why not? Does it feel as nice? It's different, but it's better. You can't feel anything? You've still got a lot to learn, Ace. Maybe I do. Let Pluto teach you. I'm taking a nap. Nah, you're helping. I'm tired. Shut up. So she says, but when she stretches out on the yellow-red carpet of Venus's jungle, she doesn't go so instantly to sleep. There's room for both of them in Pluto's lab, which is an advantage of living in your ship self. You can do things that you normally couldn't, even if other things are harder. Harder doesn't mean impossible, it just means you have to work for it, to figure out how to make it real, learning a new language that your new body speaks. Moments like these are rare, since we began a war against Earth, though we're quick to remind each other it's not really a war, the way that war used to be. Not the hard clash of steel and lead, but the pliant pressure of plastic and light. Venus's heat melts the metal before they can make it here. When Earth wants to fight, they have to send softer bodies after us. The punishment we deserved for being unable to reconcile is this half-real solar system. The forests are still struggling on Mars, but we're trying hard, and the jungles of Venus are growing so nicely, except they're too wild to give us room. The silicate mosses that grow along the rings of Saturn allow for very fragile, delicate sort of life. We love these places anyway. They're becoming more and more like home. All we need are more of us. And they come, descending in waves, trying to take us back. We beat them back every time, and sometimes one or two look around and decide, I'd rather stay here. And then there's more of us. Sometimes they succeed and take one of us back home. That's just as fine with us. We should go where we wish, live as we wish, and if our sisters get taken home, they bring a small part of us back to the Earth. That can't go unchanged. Like Pluto always said, this future no one wanted is the only future that leads somewhere. A future she couldn't hold and still can't hold, but she doesn't need to. We are holding it with her. We are holding it together. All together we can hold this future. Earth isn't ready to accept us, and we're not ready to forgive Earth. That's okay. We don't have to be. Let's just fight about it. Let's fuck over it. Let's break up and get back together again over it. If we lose on the terms we set, and that proves our point, so haha, we win. If you hate that logic and think it's stupid, come over here and mess me up about it. Come here and make out with me about it. Alright. Alright, interesting. That's another ending. And of course, thank you. No, thank you, game. I have to be honest, I'm still not really sure what the fuck is going on in this game. But it's not in a bad way. It's not in a bad way that I don't know what's going on. It's just in a there's a lot and nothing all at once. We're not starting the next part. No. I'm surprised I actually managed to read this one in barely more than 2 hours, not gonna lie. But I don't trust myself in getting somewhere with the last one, so we're gonna do that really comfortably on Wednesday. Take our time, you know. Here we go. Just gonna put on a song while we talk. This game, it is an experience. I'm not gonna lie. Thanks for the stream. Oh, no, this isn't over yet. This isn't over yet. Oh. What the hell did I do? But yeah, the game, there's one other ending if you side with the party that Lunaterra is with. Thanks for stream aggressively this time. But we're not done yet. Actually, I mean, I'm gonna post it later anyway, but the thing is, in regards to next week's streams, I won't be able to stream on Saturday, probably, because family needs me. So the stream with things wrapping up. No, it's fine. It's fine. Nothing so stream. Oh! No, I probably won't be able to stream next Saturday because family needs me until late evening, which is a little upsetting, but on the other hand, it's only one time that my grandma will turn 80,
One more before stream ends. Oh hell yeah, one more Pikachu, okay. Pikachu. Pika Pika.
Ooh, that one wasn't.
Pikachu.
There we go. Gonna be honest, my throat feels just a tad parched. There we go. But yeah. So plan for next week is finish this game on Wednesday. It only has one more route. We should be able to finish that, and then on Friday, hopefully finish Odin Sphere, and then on Saturday, most likely no stream, and if stream, it's gonna be really late, like later than usual if I can make it. And then I have to find a new game for Sunday anyway. Haha! So next week is a little, I don't know, open. Maybe I'll do some gorilla lives. Maybe. We shall see. I'm currently trying to kind of grind a little in Identity V. Because of the Death Note crossover, and I really want one specific skin, and the game is just not giving it to me. So maybe I'll just play, I don't know, Identity V at some point. Just something so we can all hang out a little. Grandma's favorite idea only for... Yeah. Yeah, and she's like, hey, will you come to my 80th birthday? And like, of course I will. It's just that with Coronis, it's kind of hard to, you know, really meet up without yeah, the not adhering to the guidelines and everything. Hiccup. Darn, no, I don't have one. I don't have that many thingies. I don't know what else to put. No hiccup counter. No. Should I make one? A hiccup counter. No, for real though. Thank you so much for coming tonight, for experiencing this game with me. It is a very fascinating game. Depends on if you hiccup. Oh, I do hiccup sometimes. It's just on. You know what we could do? We could put a train counter. If I were to open the window right now, we would have heard so many trains again. It's horrible. I hate it. Yeah, living next to train tracks is fun most of the time. Unless it's someone you're dying because your room is getting too hot. Wahaha. But yeah. 2.5 hours. I think that's good. 2.5 hours and we managed to read another route in this game. Which means I'm going to have to find someone I can send all of you guys to. Who do I send all of you guys to? Now that we have finished Nier, I could send you over. Ooh, I could send you over to another Nier stream. Doesn't that sound like fun? I think that sounds like fun. Let's do that. Yeah. Send us to the Shadow Realm. I will send you to the Shadow Realm now. No, but for real, thank you so much for coming tonight, guys. It's always a joy. I hope you have as much fun with stream as I do. Like even when it's like when I start streaming, I'm like, damn, am I feeling it tonight? But as soon as I actually get to doing it, whenever I see you guys also enjoy yourself, it's very nice. I just wanted to say that.
Hee.
Anyway, let's go right. Thank you for always streaming. I try really hard. I'm gonna post schedule after this. As soon as I make it. Haha, I have not made it yet. Hee hee hee. Thanks for coming. Thanks for always being so nice to me. I'm gonna change the scene one more time. There we go. Look at that fun transition. I love it so much. Thank you so much. I wish you all a very good night. Say hi to Hannah for me. Good night and bye bye.